District 8 games tonight. Conrad Ferrara welcomes Golden Oak. And Bowers visits Gilbert. Our officials for tonight's game are Scott Brown referee, linesman Jim Wilson, line judge Alan Green, umpire Taylor Howard, staff judge Chris Renaud. And other athletic events, next week the volleyball team will host UNC on Tuesday. The swim team will host Roosevelt on Tuesday. The boys and girls cross country team travel to Knoxville on Tuesday. Football team will travel to North Coast next Friday. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's pre-game National Anthem celebration. Tonight's National Anthem will be performed by the Norwalk High School Trumpet Choir under the direction of Adam Hoffman. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now stand and remove your caps as the colors of our nation are being presented by Cumming Legion Post number 562, Scout Troop 30, Scout Troop 301, and Scout Cub Pack 103. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we honor our nation and the servicemen and women around the world who serve our country with the playing of our national anthem. Your hats removed until the colors have left the field. Thank you. Thank you. Be sure to watch the Norwalk Warriors Marching Band during their halftime performance in tonight's game. The theme for this year's show is Earth, Wind, and Firebird. featuring a compilation of Earth, Wind, and Fire music combined with the classical music of Majorsky, Bach, and Turinsky. Let's show our support for the Norwalk Warrior Marching Band during their halftime show. Go Warriors! Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's game is sponsored by our good friend City State Bank. City State Bank is proud to sponsor tonight's game. Stop by and check out their newest location at 1225 Colonial Parkway in Norwalk, right across from Greg Young Chevrolet.
All right, good evening, Warrior fans. We're under 2 minutes here from the start of the Norwalk Warriors versus the Carlisle Wildcats this evening. Excuse me if my voice vocal chocolate this evening. I've been a bit under the weather last week. And I don't know if anybody of you out there has had that viral crud going around, but it's awful. It takes you a little while to shake it. So if I cough in your ear tonight, I do apologize. Clear my throat, any of that stuff I shouldn't be live. I do apologize tonight. But get ready for the 2019 homecoming game with the Norwalk Warriors taking on the Carlisle Wildcats here in beautiful downtown Norwalk at Minert Field and Warrior Stadium. As always, I got to give props to the groundskeepers here at Minert Field, doing a great job keeping the grass in check, and just a gorgeous field as always. It's turf, so that's my little joke.
Norwalk won the toss. Will receive.
Looks like Norwalk's going to receive to start here, start the game tonight. So looks like offense will be out there first. So 67 degrees. I know last time I was up in the booth, it was quite hot. I would dare say at least a 20-degree difference, if not more. But we got 67 degrees tonight. Wind is almost straight out of the north, just a little easterly direction with that. So northeastern, if you will, at about 9-10 miles an hour. Flags aren't quite fully stuck out there, but they are waving in the breeze, that's for sure. So once again, straight out of the north, looks like Norwalk's going to receive and go against the wind. So that should give us the wind in the start of the third quarter. I'll have a friend with me tonight. So got a guest appearance by the one and only Norwalk Community School District, Tim Geyer with us tonight. So I'm doing good, sir. How are you tonight?
I am. I'm doing great. I am here. I'm excited to be a part of at least the first half of tonight's game.
Heck yeah, I love it all.
It's going to be a good matchup, I think.
Yes, sir. There is nothing like Friday night football. Nothing like it. All right, Carlisle's got the ball lined up on the 40, getting ready to kick off. They are kicking with the wind, kicking to the south. Norwalk lined up, ready to go. Looks like Scott Anderson is deep. There's the kickoff. It's going to the left, and it's going to bounce into the end zone.
Nice touchback.
We give Norwalk a 1st and 10 at the 20, heading into the 9 to 10 mile an hour breeze this evening.
Mikowski's kick goes into the end zone.
Coach Patterson on the 25-yard line on the sidelines with his offense.
That throw 20-yard line.
Going to send him out on the field with a play ready to go, I would imagine.
I was actually worried a little bit. We're going south to north right now, and that's right into the breeze. Kind of wondering on the way in tonight how much that was going to affect our passing game.
Well, we'll see how that affects Zach Marker tonight, who's lined up at the quarterback. We've got a back in motion from left to right. There's the snap. It's a quick toss to the right-hand side. He's up to the 20, down to about the 23. That'll bring up a 2nd and 7 on the right hash for the Warriors. So looking over the sidelines, getting the formation. And numbers for the play.
Goodhue on the tackle, brings down Conte Manuel. After a 3-yard gain, it'll be 2nd down and 7.
Looks like 7. Thank you, Steve. PA announcer.
Got an empty formation here, no back with Marker. He steps back, fires it to the right-hand side, short little stop route. Looks like it's good for about 5 yards, TG.
That's right. And those guys were playing off of us quite a ways. Might be there all night if we keep it up.
We'll take that every play. Anytime you can get 5 yards, that's all right. That'll bring up a 3rd and short for the Warriors. Like they've got 3 wide to the left side, 1 wide to the right. That leaves it back next to Marker. And there's a...
That's exactly what I thought. Right up the middle, nice run.
He's broke it loose. He's at midfield, down to the 40. It's a foot race to the 30, 25, 15. Looks like he's out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. That was a great job on a 3rd and 1. You'd hand it off right up the gut like that. Everybody was playing tight. And the O-line blew a hole right through the Carlisle defense.
I was actually expecting a run play, and I think Carlisle probably was too, but I think they just got blocked right out of the play.
I agree with that. O-line looked pretty tough on that play, just blowing a hole wide. I could have ran through there. Probably not that far, but
more of that fast maybe. We'll see.
All right, there's the snap, and it's a quick little swing route to the left-hand side. It went to number 13, Chase McKinney for the Warriors to the left-hand side. He's going to take it out of bounds about the 6-yard line. That's going to gain a 6 right there.
Yeah.
It's going to bring up a 2nd and 4. Second and
4
there.
Yep.
We've got 3 receivers wide to Marker's right-hand side, 1 to his left, 1 back in the backfield. He's barking the signals out. Hard count, nobody jumped. Marker rolls to his right-hand side, spies what he can. He fires the ball, and it's in and out of the hands of the receiver. Can't see the number here, who that was.
12. Is that Ethan?
Number 12 is Ethan Carlson.
Ethan Carlson. It's my guy, Ethan Carlson. Goes to my church. That play was there, just a little off connection on the pass there. I think it threw it just a hair behind him.
All right, we're looking at a 3rd and 4 on the left hash here. There's the snap to Marker. Handoff right up the middle. He's still fighting.
Good run.
Still fighting. Goodness sakes, he was not giving that up. They're going to mark him inside the 1-yard line. That's going to bring up fresh set of downs. So it's a 1st and goal from inside the 1. And Norwalk gets to the line in a quick set here. Three receivers wide to the right. Marker's looking around. He snaps the ball.
QB draw.
QB sneak right into the end zone. There it is. First Norwalk touchdown of the night tonight.
That didn't take very long, did it?
No, it did not. That's a great job. Take the ball on the 20-yard line and first down to get started, and then a long run taking us clear down to the 12 or 13-yard line. And Norwalk offense making no bones about it. They're here and ready to go tonight.
Our team seems to be pretty well balanced. I think our defense is a little, I don't know. I always expect our offense to be pretty good. I've expected our defense to be really good this year.
Yes, sir.
And I was kind of looking forward to this matchup tonight to see just exactly how the Carlisle defense was going to match up to our offense. So far, if that first drive is any indication, it could be a long night for Carlisle.
Well, offense has set the bar very high for our defense. Let's see if the defense can come out and stuff them. All right, the PAT after the play good by Mr. Mason Lucas there. So the Warriors up 7-0 with 9:38 left to go in the first quarter here. So Coach Schmitz has got his special teams out there getting his kickoff team ready to go. Got him huddled up about the 37-yard line on the Norwalk side. Yeah, TG, that was goodness. I don't even know what to make of that. Like a 4-play, 5-play drive.
It was awful fast.
Covering 80 yards.
Normally you play Carlisle, it's kind of a smash mouth, grinded out kind of an affair.
Exactly.
But that was 2 big plays, and here we are in the end zone.
Ends up like a war of attrition. And
yeah, I mean, they're tough. They're always tough. We know that. It's always a war. It's always a battle. I think that's part of the character of this year's team, though. We've fought all year long, every single game.
Yes, sir.
Scored a lot of points, but it's always been tough.
And nothing has been easy, and that's what builds character in your football team.
That's right.
All right, Mason Lucas getting his steps there for the kickoff here. Ball is set at the 40-yard line on the left hash. Mason's going to be kicking into the wind, that 9-yard breeze here. There's the kick. It's high and kind of short. They're going to field it about the 14-yard line. And they got the ball, number 5. That's Bryce Murray for Carlisle, taking it all the way up to about the 30, 31-yard line or so, and that's where the Wildcat offense is going to take over.
Decent return out of that. He had a little traffic around him pretty quickly.
Shifty little runner there. Bryce Murray again, he's a running back, a senior this year, 5'9", 170 pounds. All right, defense ready to go here for the Warriors. We'll see how the Wildcats line up. They line up with 1 receiver to the right, double tight end, 2 backs in the backfield. And we got something
motion
to
our side of to the defensive side here.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty of some sort.
Got the Warriors lined up offsides or something there.
Encroachment.
So going to cost us 5 yards right off the bat. Wildcats do not huddle their same formation. Gives them a 1st and 5 now from about the 36, 35, 36. It's a handoff to the
nice
Warriors'
tackle.
right-hand side, and he's met at the line. I don't know who was
tackled by 54, I believe.
number 54, Carter Bunch.
Bunch,
Linebacker,
nice.
who's a junior.
Met him right in the hole, too. Stood him up.
All right, that's going to bring up a 2nd and 4.
Little announcement about noisemakers to the crowd here tonight.
Are they making too much noise?
I know, we have enough noise of our own up here in the booth.
Carlisle's in a right slot, and it's play action, quarterback keep over the right side of their offense. It's going to move the chains for them, give them a fresh set of downs.
Good play.
He's a quarterback that kept that. That's Tegan Wyckoff. He's a senior this year, 5'11", 185 pounds. All right, so they got a 1st and 10. Ball's on the 44-yard line.
He was there in a hurry too. He must.
It was quick. Carlisle lines up with a tight end on the right-hand side and 2 receivers out to the left of the quarterback. Hard count. Nobody jumped. They try to give the ball. They give the ball right up the middle, right up the gut. Good for about 14 yards there. And that's number 5 carrying the ball, Bryce Murray. He's the one that returned the kick. So looks like he's going to be the main running back tonight, carrying the rock for Carlisle.
Seem to be going either right at us or toward the right side of our defensive
Wonder
setup.
if they've seen something on the scouting report that maybe told them that's the weak side, but I can tell you Carlisle comes and they run what they run. That's it.
Pretty much.
They're not going to change anything up. This is what they do and how they do it. So
Right again.
hand off to the right side again of the Carlisle offense. Gain of about 4 on the play. Looks going to bring up a 2nd and 6 on the Warrior 39-yard line.
Second and 6.
All right, 2nd and 6. Carlisle lines up, double tight end again. 2 receivers to the left. There's the snap. It's going to the left-hand side. Norwalk Warrior defense shuts it right down.
That might be why they run to the right all the time.
Great containment right there. The Warriors tonight are wearing their all-black uniforms with the purple numbers. It's pretty hard to make out tonight who's what. So I'd love to shout out the kid's name, but it's just tough up here to make those numbers out. All right, it's going to bring up a 3rd and medium for Carlisle, 3rd and 6. Ball is on the Warrior 40-yard line.
Big opportunity here if we can stop them.
Carlisle's got 3 receivers wide to the quarterback's right-hand side, and he calls a timeout.
Timeout, Carlisle.
Tegan Wyckoff did not like what he saw there and put a stop to everything.
6:53 to go in the first quarter. Wonder what we set up in that he didn't like there. Interesting to see what they come out with after the timeout.
Yeah, who knows if Coach Scallon had something dialed up there with Coach Livingston up in the booth and don't know what he saw, but he definitely put a stop to it and decided they would regroup. Scallon and Schmitz out in the defensive huddle right now along the numbers at about the 35-yard line. Talking things over, what to expect on this down, what they've seen, what they've studied in film, what the data tells them. All right, Carlisle breaks their timeout, comes out onto the field. They line up immediately into, looks like a left slot. No, they've got 3 receivers on the right-hand side. Quarterback looking everything over, barking out the signals. There's the snap. He's going to float to the right, catches the tight end on a little drag route from the left side.
Short from the looks of it.
Boy, it's going to be close here.
Caleb Wimpy on the reception for the Wildcats.
Going to bring up a 4th down. He's short. 4th, and we're going to call it 1, but it's less than that. Ball's on the 33.5-yard line. Looks like they need to get to the 33 to get a 1st down. We'll see if the Norwalk Warriors defense can rise to the challenge here. My guess with Carlisle offense, it's going to be a dive right up the middle.
Yeah, it's
or a quarterback keep. They've got 3 running backs. Oh, and it's a tailback following the 2 running backs, and he gets enough forward momentum there to go ahead and move the chains for Carlisle. That's still a great defensive play, but when you only need half a yard and you give them a yard, that moves the chains for them. But
Brought down by Clark and Evans. 1st and 10. Wildcats. Warriors 33.
But Carlisle has not moved out of the middle of the field and got to a hash on either side. They're right in the middle. Ball's on about the 33-yard line, 32 we'll call it, a Norwalk. Carlisle lines up. Man in motion from left to right. Quarterback gives the ball right up the middle to the fullback. However, there is a flag on the play.
Defense, I don't think they jumped early, but they looked like they sniffed that play out pretty quickly. Two guys were on him almost immediately. False start.
Does go against the Wildcats. False start on the offense.
That helps. They're going north to south. They're with the wind, so all the yards we can back them up here. I know it's first down, but if we can hold them a little bit, make the field goal try a little harder.
That's exactly right. Well, the refs didn't like how they lined up. They called that a legal formation. They didn't see what it was. They didn't have enough guys on the line of scrimmage is usually what that is in high school football. Backs him up 5. That's going to give him a 1st and 15. Ball's on the Warrior 37-yard line. Defense ready to go. Carlisle just kind of hanging out there. Play clock's down to 18, so they've got plenty of time. Carlisle lines up 2 receivers to the Warriors' right-hand side. Tegan Wyckoff under center. There's the snap. Quick little out route to the Z receiver. Good for about 8-10 yards.
Nice pickup on that play.
Yeah, it was a little swing route out of the Z receiver, X blocking, and the Z receiver, a little swing route.
So that's 2 passes they've run tonight. Both of them gone for either straight across the field or 2 or 3 yards up the field. I'm taking it they don't throw it down the field too much.
Well, I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen any of the scouting, so I don't know if they go downfield or not. All right, Wyckoff lines him up, puts it back in motion from his left to his right. 2 backs in the backfield. And it's a dive option. Looks like he keeps it. Gain of about 2-3 yards there on the play.
3rd and 2 coming up. He says 3. Looks like a long 2.
Long 2, I'll go with that, long 2.
It's about the 22 and a half he's got to get to here. Sitting right on the 25. So.
Ball is on the 25 on the Warriors' right hash. Carlisle lines up, 2 backs, 1 receiver to the right. Wyckoff takes the snap and runs it right up the middle. And going to move the chains again for Carlisle.
They definitely have a great push. 5 yards with 3 guys. Pretty easy to pick up. That's doesn't bode well for us.
That's exactly right. Well, Carlisle putting together a heck of a drive here so far. I don't know how many plays, but they consistently moving the sticks. They did start off pretty good field position.
Yeah.
They line up, 1 receiver to the right side, dive option to the left. Quarterback keeps it, going around the corner, picks up about 4 yards. Going to bring up about a 2nd and 6. There's Wyckoff again, keeping the ball off to his left-hand side.
They did catch one of our defenders going after the running back on that.
Well, that's the thing about the dive option. You gotta be responsible for who you're responsible for. If you're to play the fullback, play him. If you've got the quarterback, play him. And it's tough to do that at times. Quarterback again.
Up the middle.
Fake to the fullback up the middle and kept it himself. And
short by a yard, maybe.
Yeah, looks like they're going to bring up a 3rd and maybe a 2. Ball's on just inside the 12-yard line, still on the left hash of the Carlisle offense. Carlisle comes to the line, 2 backs in the backfield, 1 receiver spread out to the right side of Wyckoff. There's a snap, it's a give to the left-hand side, and he's going to move the chains again for Carlisle.
Picked
Going
it
to
up.
set up.
Down to what, the 6?
Looks like the 6-yard line. It's going to set up a 1st and goal from about the 6.5, maybe 7.
7-yard line, sorry.
All right, same formation for Carlisle. 2 backs, 1 receiver spread to Wyckoff's right-hand side, under center. Little razzle-dazzle back there.
Back the other way.
And it's Carlisle touchdown, 7-yard touchdown there.
Haven't seen that play yet tonight.
No, we
Guessing
haven't.
they saved that for situations just like this.
The fullback went one way and the running back went the other. So if you're reading your keys, you kind of got sucked in a little bit there. But somebody was responsible for the tailback and took him 7 yards to get there. So
it's good play call.
Carlisle lines up for the PAT. There's the snap and there's the kick. And that's Garrett Pankowski. And he puts the extra point on the board. So the score is tied 7-7 with 3 minutes and 4 seconds to go here in the first quarter. So looks like we got a little offensive shootout going.
Yeah. 2 opening drives. Carlisle's did take a little bit longer than ours, I guess, but I think it might be a high-scoring game tonight.
Very well could be. Crowd not too rowdy here tonight at homecoming here at Minart Field.
We did institute a few more security measures this week.
Yeah,
new security measures, I should say.
I saw some of that in the emails this week, so I know I feel much safer tonight.
Well, we're at that stage. Honestly, there's enough people here that it's getting hard to control that many people. 3,000 or 4,000 people in a football game.
It's pretty amazing. When I first started coaching here, you might get 30 to 50 people in the stands, and now we have a stadium that's capable of holding about 3,500 people, and it is packed.
Yep. Standing room only on the home side. Visitor side looks essentially full too.
All right, there's the kickoff from Carlisle, and it bounces at the goal line through the end zone, so that's going to be a touchback for the Warriors. Going to pick up the ball and give us a 1st and 10 at the 20.
I should say a lot of these changes are basically with safety in mind. We have a lot of little kids running around that we don't want them running hard into anybody or getting hurt or anything like that.
Well, with the old stadium,
many people.
Right, at the old stadium, there was a lot of grassy area that the young ones could run around and throw the ball and do things like that. But with this stadium, we just don't have that area. And all right, Warriors line up. Marker takes a snap, and he gives a pump fake, pulls it down, and goodness sakes, there's a guy wide open out there, but there is a flag on the play. That just looked weird. The whole thing was weird to start with. We had a receiver jump at the beginning. Nobody called that. The flag is on the far side, so I don't know if we have an ineligible with everything that was happening.
That's what I'm hearing up here is ineligible man downfield.
Ineligible receiver.
Yep.
Downfield. Offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
All right, ineligible receiver, 5-yard penalty. So that was a heck of a game going to be called back, and loss of 5 now. So that's going to bring up a 1st and 15 for the Warriors.
The cornerback on that side got lost, and we had a man wide open for what was that, 15 yards?
Yes, we did.
See if they go back to that later in the game.
Marker drops back, lets the ball fly to this side.
Just over the outstretched arms.
That's Chase McKinney there that was just not quite tall enough to grab that out of the air.
That route was there. Just connect the pass a little bit tighter to the coverage. I think they'd have had it.
Exactly right. Marker threw a good ball. He hung it up in the air to let the receiver run under it. Receiver just couldn't quite get there. So Warriors line up. Looks like they've got 4 receivers on the right-hand side. A guy in motion. He hands off to the guy in motion who runs around the right-hand side. That looks like it's good for about,
I want to say
about 13 yards or so.
Oh, he's only giving him.
That's going to bring up like a
3rd and 4, 3rd and 3.
3rd and 4 on a 2nd and 15. So that's pretty good.
Play.
Pretty good little play call. Marker lines up. He's got 3 receivers to his left-hand side, 1 to his right-hand side, 1 back in the backfield. It's a bad snap through Marker's hands, It bounces, he loses the ball, and it is covered by Carlisle on about the 7-yard line.
Yep, that was unexpected. I'm not even sure he was really looking for that snap yet, and it went right through his hands and up over his head.
That's exactly right, and that oblong ball takes a funny bounce, and Marker should have just fell on it when he had a chance, but tried to pick it up and just couldn't quite get a hold of it. That's going to give Carlisle a heck of an advantage right here. 2 minutes, 31 seconds to go left in the first quarter, that is.
You never want to be down in the turnover battle this early in the game, right?
That's exactly right. At least it's early.
It is
time
early,
time to fight back here.
We fought off a little weather tonight, too. Haven't had any rain as of yet, but we had some lightning delay or cancel the end of the JV or the 9th grade game at the beginning of this.
Yeah, I believe the score was 16-20 when they called the end of that game. Had like 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
That's right.
All right, Carlisle takes the snap. That's Wyckoff who keeps it around his left-hand side, and Norwalk defense was right there. They moved the stick just a little bit, but not a lot.
3 guys on 1 blocker that time. We had that one sniffed out. I think we've seen that before.
I would agree with that.
1-yard gain. Second and goal.
Going to bring a 2nd and goal. We're at the 6-yard line. The ball is on the Warriors' right hash. Carlisle lines up here. Looks like it's going to be 1 back in the backfield, 2 receivers wide to Wyckoff's left-hand side. There's the snap. Wyckoff keeps it around the left side, and he's in for a 6-yard touchdown. Puts Carlisle up right now, 13-7. That's just a tough deal. Give up a fumble that close to the end zone. Garrett Piankowski lines up to kick the PAT. And Carlisle has a little flinch thing they do with the whole thing. Kind of reminded me of the Dallas Cowboys back in the day. And
I think they got us with it that time.
Drew the Warriors off sides, that's for sure. So
Dallas Cowboys, I like that.
I'm showing my age on that one. So
well, I've always noticed high school teams, and very few, but more lately, college teams are doing different things with special teams. You know, the swinging gate, some of those old time setups and formations. I've never really had it explained to me as to why people do that, but it is interesting. Everybody's got to have their thing. Going for 2 here from the 1, and looks like they picked it up.
Yeah, they did. Had 3 backs in the backfield there. They usually hand off to the farthest back away from the hole. That gives them 2 lead blockers, and that is exactly what Carlisle did. All right, that makes it a kind of a weird scored game already right there. So coaching staff will have to keep that in mind as they go for 1 or 2 here in the future. Well, that's just a tough deal. You cough the ball over inside your own 10-yard line, and took them a couple plays to score there, but it was kind of inevitable inside the 10 with Carlisle's offense the way they're built.
Minute 50 left to go in the quarter here. At the end of the first quarter, we'll be doing the what's become fairly new tradition here this year. We'll be doing the wave, similar to what Iowa does. Dance Marathon is attempting to raise, I think they're after $20,000 this year.
Excellent.
In donations. I think our Dance Marathon crew is affiliated with some folks from Iowa City, and the proceeds will go toward the Children's Hospital there in Iowa City. They're sitting down at the gate taking donations tonight, and we hope the kids are watching the stream that we're speaking on, and you're seeing on your screens. And that's the purpose of us doing the wave at the end of the first quarter.
Always a great cause, Dance Marathon.
They really do a great job organizing for that, too. I know they raised a lot of money last year. They had a great turnout. A lot of people attended it. It was a great time. It's really well run. The kids do a great job.
All right, Warriors took the kickoff and ran it back to about the 28-yard line. That's where they're going to take over on offense. Marker's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and a back in the backfield, barking out the calls. There he is, and he's going to just take the ball with a quarterback lead there. Good for a couple yards. You know, TG, back to that dance marathon stuff, I've got 2 older kids. One of them, Ian, he went to Iowa, University of Iowa, and I've got Kinsey, she went to ISU, and they were both heavily involved in dance marathon at the next level, at the collegiate level.
Awesome.
Pretty neat stuff what those young adults do.
Did they have an opinion on the Iowa State fiascos over the last couple weeks?
Well, they stay pretty neutral. They both root for their own, but in the house we have to stay pretty neutral because we have both Hawkeyes and Cyclones there. So
good pass pickup, slot receiver there for first down. We're down to the 46. It's 1:03 to go in the first quarter.
Marker lines the offense up. Receivers are switching around a little bit, but they're getting things figured out. They've got 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. It's a handoff up the middle there. Big
play.
hole.
All day.
Oh, what a great move. Has another sideline by the running back right there, and he's going all the way in for a Norwalk touchdown. Goodness sakes, that was from the 47-yard line on the Warrior side. So that's a 53-yard run right up the middle. Again, with these numbers, I can't make out who that was or who it wasn't. I'd love to give the kids some credit, but doggone it, I just can't.
27. Dante Manuel.
Okay.
I should have known that.
Being told it's Dante Manuel, senior running back, 6'2", 195. Took just, goodness sakes, 53 yards and quite a few moves right there, and just made Carlisle look a little silly. So we'll take that anytime. There's Mason Lucas with the PAT, and he puts it through the uprights. So that gives Norwalk, we're within 1 point now, 14 to 15.
39 and a half seconds to go.
Right on. So it appears right now Norwalk can pretty much strike from anywhere in the field. I've had a couple of mistakes on offense that made things a little bit harder, but they've recovered very well from that. So Patterson's teams, they have his offense running on all cylinders right now. Offensive line is just looking great, blowing some kids out of there on the line of scrimmage. So, all right, Coach Schmidt's got his special teams unit out there on the 40. He breaks the huddle and walks to the sidelines. Mason Lucas teeing the ball up on the 40. He prefers his left hash line there to kick the ball off on.
Sorry about that, Tony. I was coordinating some wave-related activities up here in the booth.
You're a busy man up here, so I think I just heard that was a 71-yard drive in 4 plays. So,
is that all?
Yeah, that we'll take that about any day.
Well, it's safe to say we're both moving the ball. Each team is moving the ball against each other.
There's the kickoff from Lucas. Going to take it at about the 10-yard line on his right-hand side. He finds a little hole up to the 35. Mason Lucas trips him up at about the 43. So I won't say he was the saving grace tackle there, but
there wasn't much between him and the end zone if you didn't get him.
That's exactly right. I believe that was Bryce Murray there on the kickoff return. He's a quick little guy.
I'll say.
All right, Carlisle's going to have a 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line. Great field position to start with. I wonder how that wind's going to affect us in the second half when we are able to use that on the kickoff.
They have had the benefit of both wind and field position so far in the first 2 drives.
That is exactly right. Short fields and things to work with. A little razzle-dazzle by Carlisle there, trying a little reverse, and Norwalk Warriors right there to sniff it out, and that's going to be a loss of about 3, I think, which is a lot better than what the play started with.
Tackled by number 3, Scott Anderson.
That was a handoff to Wyckoff's right-hand side, and then a little end around by the receiver out there. And Norwalk defense was having nothing to do with that. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and long, 2nd and 12 here. And that is the end of the first quarter. Again, we're going to do the wave here for dance marathon in the Iowa Children's Hospital.
forward, and let's all wave together at the children at the Steed Family Hospital.
All right, we're doing the wave right now here to the.
You know, at first I didn't know what to make of this, but over the course of what it's been going on, 2 years now.
Yeah.
It's really taken root. People are seeing themselves up on the video board, as you guys are seeing them here too. Our goal is to get our stream seen by the kids in the hospital at Iowa City, and to let them know that it's not just a Saturday thing. It's all the whole state, the whole country really is pulling for them. I want you to know we're here for you.
Pretty great thing to have happen here at the stadium. You know, this last week with all the Venmo stuff and the stuff that has raised. I think they're over 2 million with that whole
Are they now?
big deal. Now
I heard
over
he was
2
at
million now.
1.9 something earlier today, and I figured he'd be over 2 million before Saturday hit.
Just an incredible thing. So, all right, Carlisle lines up. They're at a 2nd and 12. Ball is on the 42-yard line, and they line up. Their little tight formation quarterback. Oh, going to keep it around the right-hand side, and he's got lots of room to go. He's out of bounds at about the Warrior 40-yard line. So 2nd and 12, and he picks up about 15, 17 yards.
Jonathan Percy ran him out of bounds.
Jonathan's a senior this year, 5'11", 170-pound defensive back.
Had a long ways to go to catch up there.
Tell you, Wyckoff's pretty quick out there.
Yeah, that was good play.
Carlisle breaks the huddle. They've got 2 tight receivers on the right side, 1 lone receiver on the left, back in motion. Hand off up the middle. Norwalk defense right there.
Nick Goodhue.
Just Carlisle's MO here, just going to dink and dunk you, and they're going to catch you sleeping one of these times, and that's when they pull off their big play.
I was going to ask you what kind of play that was exactly. Was that
just
a trap? Was that a
just a
dive?
little dive right there, I think. There, I didn't see any special blocking up front, so Carlisle's just going to come and smack you in the mouth, and that's just what they do. Wyckoff keeps the ball around the right-hand side there. Looks like it's going to be close to a first down for him. It looks like they're going to spot him just short. It's going to bring up a 3rd and a short 1.
It's like we have an injured
Got an
Warrior
injured.
here.
Yep, we sure do. Looks like it's
20, I think.
can't make out the numbers.
It's hard to see at this distance. I need my binoculars, and I didn't bring them. Looks like an arm injury. He's got his right arm clutched across his chest there.
Patterson, first one out there, as he always is, with an injured player, along with Pete, our trainer. Pete's been with the program for many years now.
I think Kyle Askins out there too. Can't make out the person on the left.
I know Patterson goes out there, and his main focus is to get the young man to breathe. That's the first thing he tells him to do. You got to breathe in for 3 and out for 3, and that gets him to focus, gets the athlete to focus on the breathing as opposed to the pain, and then that lets Pete take over and do his job.
And Pete's very good at his job.
That he is.
I've come to respect that man an awful lot. Watched him work with our students for what? 7 years now, and done quite a good job. He never gets riled up.
That he does not.
Which is probably a good thing.
And every now and then, if you watch him close, you'll actually catch a smile from him.
Yep. He's a great guy. He brings me pizza every Friday. That's Percy again.
Percy, the injured Warrior, walking off the field. His right arm kind of dangling a little bit. I don't know if he got a stinger or what's going on, but
It almost looks like that, doesn't it?
yes, it sure
Doesn't
does.
want to move that arm very bad.
And if you've ever had a stinger, boy, you sure know that they are not a lot of fun.
No.
It'll come back after a little while, but it's kind of a scary deal once you get one of those. So, All right, Carlisle lines up. They got one receiver tight to the right side, two backs. It looks like it's a fumble by Wyckoff on the exchange from the center. And the Warriors are saying they've got it. So there we go. That away. Hey, that brings the crowd to life here a little bit too. So what has been a pretty docile crowd up until this point has kind of woken them up a little bit at 10:46 to go in the second quarter.
And now we're back even on the turnover battle.
That we are. Not quite as good field position as what we give Carlisle, but
I think this is our best starting field position for any drive so far.
I would agree with that.
And we're going with the win this quarter.
We need a stat guy up here so when we say things like that, we can
and
see
a spotter would be nice too.
Yes, no kidding.
Shout out to all our Warrior fans. We have open auditions for spotters and stat guys.
Right on. All right, Marker keeps the ball, a little play action to the right-hand side, keeps it going around the left-hand side, nothing doing against the Wildcat defense. He's going to lose about 3 on the play. They're going to bring up a 2nd and 13.
I know Ms. Preaksat watches every Friday night. As I understand it, her whole neighborhood's out there watching it on their deck.
Well, that's exciting to know.
She's more than welcome to come up here and join us.
Anytime. Warriors line up with 4 receivers lined up out to the right-hand side. Empty backfield, 1 receiver to the left. Marker sprints out to the right-hand side. Little rollout, great protection, fires the ball on a little drag route.
9. Nick Marker?
Yep, that was Nick Marker there on the little drag route coming across the marker to marker. So that moves the sticks for the Warriors, gets them out of the little hole that we started off with. So we got a 1st and 10 now. Ball is on just shy of the 45-yard line on the Warrior side. Marker checking his wristband to see what's going on. Barking out the signals. There's a snap. Handoff up the middle, and he's just churning his legs. Pulls off about 11 yards right there. A great run. Not sure which one that was. I think that was Dante Manuel on an 11-yard carry right up the gut there.
Gets up grasping his back just a hair like he's got a little cramp going or something.
He's
there.
got
maybe
a little
elbow to the ribs.
A little hip thing or something, but
they've run a play similar to that from that formation 3 times now, and he's run for big yards each time. Spread them out, run it right up the middle.
Yep,
Patterson's bring that man down.
Patterson's got something dialed up there up the middle when they do that. So Warriors line up in a deuce formation. Marker takes a couple steps. He fires it to his left-hand side with the guy wide open and overthrows him by about 5 yards. Doggone it.
Had plenty of arm, and the wind just took that 3 yards too far.
Looks like that was headed for Chase McKinney.
Yep.
Marker's going to have to dial back just a little bit when he's throwing it with the breeze now. Still about 9 miles an hour out of the north.
Threw that 45 yards in the air.
Yes, he did.
Didn't land till it was in the end zone. That's pretty decent. Decent throw.
Marker lines up his offense. He got 3 receivers to his left, got a back in the backfield, 1 to the right, sends a man in motion from left to right. Marker's going to keep it, go around the right-hand side. Couple of moves.
Very nice pickup.
Good little gain of 5-6 yards there by Marker.
Zach Marker.
Good contained block on the end there, too. Number 69.
Could be Sam Hester.
Sam Hester.
He's a senior this year,
Sealed
6'2".
that corner, and Zach ran right around behind him.
All right, offense lines up. Marker's barking out the calls. Line up in 3 receivers to Marker's left-hand side. He sees something. He's whispering back there to Dante back there in the backfield. Another handoff right up the middle. He's churning his legs again. It looks like he's going to be right at the 1st down marker. We'll see what they're going to give him. Oh, he's telling him move the chains, so that gives Norwalk a 1st down. Fresh set of downs for the offense.
It's at least 4 carries, and not very many people wanting to tackle him very bad right now. Nice pickups.
He's still a little gimpy out there, something with his
right leg.
Yeah, right leg, right hip. Empty backfield. Marker takes the snap, looks back, looks to his left-hand side. Oh, in and out of the hands right there.
Just off the hands.
Little stop route there by Max Jurgens. And
almost a little bit lucky that wasn't picked off.
Yeah, no kidding. Clanged right off his hands.
Sounds like in the air there for a little bit.
Like my 3-point shot.
Your 3-point shot?
Yep.
Sounds like my chipping game in golf.
All right, Marker lines up his offense with 8:44 left to go here in the second quarter. Little motion there out of a receiver. That's all right. Marker gives the ball to Dante. He's around the left-hand side. He makes one move and good enough for a first down there. That's about 11-yard scamper from Dante Manuel.
Dante again. Same formation, trips left, one right, and he's just picking which lane he wants him to run in, and they haven't stopped it yet.
It's kind of like that Iowa zone play where you just give the ball to the back and let him pick where he's going. And the cutback is always there. And Dante hit the hole. He went off to his left side and planted his foot in the ground and got upfield. First and 10 for Norwalk.
Matt's just trying to space out those runs with a couple passes interspersed in between.
Yep. Marker drops back, little pump fake, and keeps it right up the middle. And, oh boy, I didn't like that hit that Carlisle kid put on our quarterback. That was a little bit late and fully with the helmet. But
yeah.
Apparently I'm the only one that thought that, me and my partner up here, TG.
We've matriculated down to the 18-yard line here, 2nd and 5, 7:52 left to go in the second quarter.
Everybody catch that fancy word, matriculated.
Hey, Chiefs fan here.
Heck yeah.
Toss power trap.
65 toss power
65
trap.
65 toss power trap. Thank you
Marker
very much.
barking out the signals here. He's hollering something out there. Hard count. There's the snap. Marker gives it to Don. Nope. Marker keeps it. A little fake. And there it is, right up the gut. 19-yard play by the quarterback, faking it to the running back Dante
And
Manuel.
everybody bid on that too. And
the whole defensive just followed the running back on that, and Marker pulled the ball out of his gut and ran it right up the middle for 19 yards for a Warrior score. It's going to bring Mason Lucas out for us to get the PAT going. He's a senior this year. So,
you know, the only thing I can't get used to up here in the booth is being tethered to this chain that's off behind me.
Welcome to my world. All right, Ethan Vederick taking the snap, holding the ball for Lucas. Lucas puts it up, and he puts it through the uprights. That puts Norwalk on top, 21-15, with 7 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the first half.
People are texting me now saying, did you really just say matriculated on the air?
Yes, he did. He said matriculated.
Hank Stram for you, folks. 1969, Super Bowl IV. Beating up on the hated Minnesota Vikings. Actually, we didn't really even hate them, I don't think, back then. We just beat them.
That's right.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Tony and I are both big Chiefs fans.
Mahomes is my homie.
School song going in full spirit. They got the flags down there twirling on the track. 7:30 to go in the second quarter. 21-15. Norwalk.
Student section up and active down there. Looks like they're having a lot of fun there in the student section. As I look across the crowd tonight, I see a lot of old players that I've had the pleasure of coaching, and it's just awesome to see these young men come up into the stands and see the fine young men that they've become. And remembering back when they were freshmen and barely knew their name at the time, it's just pretty neat to see them and make contact with them once again.
Barely see them in the sunlight if they didn't have their pads on.
Yes, exactly right. Exactly right.
They turn into young men and women really fast.
All right, Mason Lucas got the ball lined up. Once again, he likes that left hash. It's on the 40-yard line, and there is the kick with the win this time. And it flies far into the end zone, about 4 yards deep into the end zone.
Deep, yeah.
That's not going to give, Carlisle's pretty much enjoyed good field position the first quarter, and they don't get that opportunity here. And so they'll take the ball and get a 1st and 10 on the 20-yard line. Give them 80 yards here to go. They got 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
So Mr. Scallon had plenty of time on our last drive to make some defensive adjustments with his boys down here on the sidelines and see if they come out with any defensive scheme that slows them down here this drive.
Exactly right.
I noticed the two halves of the two coaching halves of the coaching staff huddle with their side of the ball during whichever other half is on the field.
The opposite half is on the field. That's right.
Similar to what the Chiefs do, actually, now. Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes. It's rare for a head coach not to be watching the game 100% of the time, but Paul's running that offense meeting. I can see him right down here right now.
That's exactly right. The Warrior defense is on the field, and Paul leaves that up to Coach Scallon. Scallon runs the defense when they're on there, and that gives Patterson the chance to take care of the finite details, if you will, of the offense, what they need to do differently, if they need to pick up a linebacker differently, that sort of stuff. All right, that was the first play from Carlisle, and that went for about 11 yards, so that moves the chains for them, gives them another first down. Ball's not quite the 31-yard line, but that was a carry by Wyckoff. They've got a little sweep coming around here, Norwalk's right-hand side, and he's met for a gain of about 5.
Good for about 5 yards.
Ball carrier there for Carlisle, number 15, Nick Goodhue.
You really have to be disciplined and stay in your gaps in this game, don't you?
Yes, you do.
They could come out from anywhere out of that pile.
All right, Scallon sends the play in for the defense from the sidelines. Everybody's checking their wristband, figure out what defense Scallon's got dialed up for him, see if Coach Livingston from upstairs is going to send a backer or not. But Carlisle's offense just doesn't really allow that kind of stuff. They've got 2 receivers spread to Wyckoff's right side. It's a, great stick on the edge there by Grant Larson. Goodness sakes. Wyckoff tried to scamper around his right-hand side, and Grant Larson just picked him up and laid him right back on the turf on his back. So that couldn't have been more of a textbook tackle right there from Grant Larson. He's a defensive back, junior. Yeah, he did. He wrapped him up, picked him up, and set him right back down. So.
And somewhere out there, his dad is doing crowd control duties, I'm sure. Shout out to Mr. Larson.
Heck yeah. All right, here's a little switch up from Carlisle. They're lining up in a deuce position, shotgun. You don't see this very often. Looks like he's going to bring somebody. And it's a quick little receiver screen to the right side, and he's met there again by the Norwalk defense. Nothing doing with that play.
I think they saw that coming.
Carlisle lined up in that, and that sure seemed to trigger something out of the defense, and they brought a backer right up to the line of scrimmage, and he was untouched, putting pressure on Tegan Wyckoff, and he dumped that ball quick, and that play just never got to develop. So it brings up a 4th and short inside Carlisle territory on about the 39. They've got the punt team right now. There's the snap, and there is the kick. It's kind of a fluttery kick. It bounces on about 37. Scott Anderson picks it up at about the 24, takes it to his left-hand side, gets out of bounds about the 30.
Decent return. There was men right in his face as he got to that.
And that was a great job by Scott Anderson. I know one of the last games I was here calling, I kind of got a little irritated with Scott Anderson for letting that ball bounce and losing field position. So I think my words must have got to him. He stood right there in the face of about 3 guys coming down on him and took that ball and saved a whole lot of field position and actually gained some. So.
And I believe that was our first punt of the first half.
That was the first punt of the first half. So
well, it may go down as the fastest first half. I think I can
remember. You know, that little lineup by Norwalk defense forcing Carlisle to punt there, first one of the game. All right, there's a give to Dante right up the middle again. He's got another 12 yards, and that's that same kind of play. Marker's offense spread him out like that, and
tackled by Joseph Donovan on the play.
Joseph Donovan did get the
stop. Down the field.
That's a great job, Dante Manuel. He just give him the ball up the middle. He's making things happen, and that's a great job by our O-line taking care of their business up front. All right, Marker lines up the offense. They've got 4 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. He's getting guys lined up where he wants them, and got a man in motion from right to left. He's going to give it to that man in motion. He's got the corner. He's turned it upfield, midfield. He's to the 45 and shoved out of bounds around the 40. They're going to mark him at the 43. Goodness sakes, he hit that corner and just turned it on, planted his foot and got upfield.
He was 1 degree on the angle from cutting that loose.
I'm not sure who that was. I think that was Chase McKinney.
Yep.
Okay, that was a great job there. It sure looked like he was going to be stopped right away, but he planted his foot, got it upfield, and took care of business. That's a 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Ball's on the Carlisle 43, 44-yard line. And Marker takes the snap. He goes back to pass. He turns it up to his right-hand side. Juke. He's to the 30. He's down to the 20. Goodness sakes, 20. They're going to mark him out at the 27.
Shout out to my guy, Brett Dawson, with a great block to seal that edge right there.
All right, giving some love to the O-line out there by name.
He turned his guy, wide receiver in this case, turned his guy clear around, had no idea where the play was, and
Love
Zach
it.
ran right past him.
Love it. O-line taking care of their business. Marker lines him up. He's got 3 receivers to the left. Got Dante in the backfield again. There's the snap. Marker's going to keep it right behind his running back. And they're still fighting for yards, down to the 20-yard line. Goodness sakes, 7 yards on just come and stop me attitude is what that was for Marker.
This almost looks like 1997 Nebraska football here. It's a little crazy.
It kind of does there. That was a good job by Dante Manuel. I mean, not getting the ball, but getting in there and just fighting with his quarterback to get yards out of the deal. That's just a great job. All right, Marker lines him up, 2nd and short here, 3 receivers to his left-hand side.
The Dante formation.
Yeah, you're right. There it is, and it's handoff to Dante. He squeezes through a small little hole, enough for a first down, down to the 15. So a gain of about 5 right there.
That's the least amount of yards he's picked up from that formation tonight. Good play there.
5 yards on that play, moves his chains. So that's going to be a 1st and 10 to go from the 15-yard line. Warrior offense looking over at the sidelines to find out
2:55 to go.
What formation to be in and what the play is called. Marker lines him up. He's got 3 receivers to his left, 1 spread out to his right. Manuel in the backfield right next to Marker's right-hand side. There's the snap. Marker looks up, follows Dante Manuel right up the middle. Going to get about 3 yards out of the deal.
Landed on his back awkwardly there on top of a guy. I'm not sure he was quite down when they blew the whistle, but
he jumps right up there. So give a shout out tonight to Dave Campbell. He told me here I play volleyball on Mondays, and Dave Campbell plays volleyball, and told me he listens all the time and just loves listening to Warrior football. All right, Marker lines him up again. 3 receivers out to his left, 1 to his right. Manuel in the backfield, directly behind him. Marker barking out the signals. There's the snap. He's going to turn around and give it to Dante. He squeezes right through the middle, and he's in for a touchdown. Goodness sakes. 5 Wildcats around Dante Manuel, and he scores.
Oh, we got a lineman down. Can't
Excellent.
see the number.
We've got a Warrior down. Know who it is, can't.
Well, whoever he was, he sprung the block that created that hole. It's not Logan Black. He's standing up.
Once again, got Patterson out there and the training staff led by Pete. Well, that was just a fantastic drive by Norwalk offense.
Had a hole about the same size as my car on that last play. Great blocking up front. They've run that same formation on many of these running plays. I think it's obviously their base formation. Carlisle hasn't quite figured it out yet.
The Norwalk O-line is, I dare say, having their way right now with the Carlisle defense. Even when Dante Manuel had a 5-yard run, it didn't look like much. Goodness sakes, it's still a 5-yard run right up the middle. So
no, I'll take that.
That's
3 times.
Yeah, no kidding. You can get a 5-yard gain on every play. That's you're doing pretty dang good. All right, the Warrior, they're standing him up there on about the 10-yard line. 78.
Noah Jones.
Noah Jones,
banged
he
up,
is a
looks
senior.
like he's got an ankle, maybe a foot issue.
He's gingerly walking on his right leg there. He is walking off on his own, so be it rather careful.
Getting some fist bumps with the crew on the way in.
All right, that's going to bring the PAT formation out. We're going to have Vetter Colton for Mason Lucas.
That is the only benefit. If he's just dinged up just a little bit, he's got plenty of time here to rest up and come back in the game if he wants to in the second half.
Exactly right.
My only fear is that we've scored too fast. There's a minute 55 left to go in this first half. Now we got to get the ball back to Carlisle.
There's the snap to Vederick. Lucas puts the ball up and puts it right down between the uprights.
Nice kick straight into the drum section of the band.
Heck yeah, that's going to bring Norwalk Warriors score of 28, Carlisle Wildcats 15 with 1:55 to go in the first half. Well, TG, back to your comment about giving the ball back to Carlisle too soon. The way their offense is built, it's not like a great 2-minute offense.
No,
that they have.
It's
so
methodical, not necessarily a quick strike.
Exactly
offense.
Right. So I might disagree with you a little bit. Although that last drive that Carlisle had, they did come out in the deuce formation, which that's very much unlike Carlisle, but we did see it. So maybe they got.
This may be one of those times where they do the forward pass.
Yeah,
down
exactly
the field.
right. See what they've got for us.
Something to watch out for.
The Booster Club Warrior winner drawing. I have the winners. There are 3 winners. Juliana Warren, Anthem Walter, and Heather Kane.
I'm going to have to split duties in the second half.
What?
I'll be doing stadium music and commenting with you.
Okay.
During the rest of this broadcast.
Jack
Obviously, we'll
of
be off
all.
for halftime.
Nothing you can't handle, TG.
Thanks.
All right, Lucas lines the ball up again on the left hash, 40-yard line. Carlisle Wildcats ready to accept that. Number 5 deep for Carlisle. Bryce Murray deep down there. Will he have a chance to or not? And it's into the end zone, about 3 yards deep. So great job by Mr. Lucas, kicking from north to south, putting that ball into the end zone, doing exactly what he needs to do. So that's going to give the Wildcats 80 yards in under 2 minutes.
77-yard scoring drive there, guys. Listening to Steve's public address.
77-yard scoring drive. That's exciting. All right, Carlisle does come out in the deuce formation, 2 receivers on each side of the quarterback. Empty back. So he's got 3 to the right, 2 to the left. He's in shotgun, drops back. Wyckoff fires the ball to his right-hand side, and it is dropped, incomplete. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10. I don't think that play would have gone for very much, but it was there. It just in and out of the hands of Bryce Murray, who seems to get up, and he looks a little gimpy there, if I saw him run back correctly.
Just having flashbacks of, Cliff Kingsbury, Texas Tech offense there.
Oh
for a second.
my, heck yeah.
Compared to what they normally do. It's a veritable offensive explosion.
Wyckoff breaks the huddle. He's got empty again. 3 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. In the shotgun, he drops back, surveys the field, sees nothing, and pulls the ball down, runs up to the middle left-hand side. He's up to the 35, the 40-yard line. He's going to move the chains. That's a gain of about 20.
That's one thing that formation does give him. It gives him all the defenders spread out basically as far across the field as he can get them. Just pick a lane and go, similar to what we're doing today.
That's exactly right.
And then this time scenario, this is exactly what they want to be running.
Well, and he did run out of bounds. That stops the clock with 1:41 to go. They've got it's just shy of the 40-yard line on Carlisle's side of the ball. Does have a back behind him now in shotgun. He scampers to his right side, throws out to his right. Guy open out in the flat. He has run out of bounds, not quite to midfield. They're going to spot him about the 49-yard line.
Tackled by number 14, even better.
Ethan just seems to be all over the field.
He is all over the field.
I don't care what side of the field is on. A lot of times you end up calling his name. So he's just everywhere.
2nd and less than 1 to go here with 1:34. Boy, if we can keep him out of the end zone here before half, I think that would be a big
That'd be a
step.
great statement. Although Carlisle does get the ball to start the second half with, so if we can stop him from doing anything here. Yeah, a little anxious there. The Norwalk Warrior defensive end was a little too anxious to get rolling.
Is that 32 or 22?
I can't make the number.
Ben Clark. I don't know if it was a hard count or if he just went 1 count later than Ben was expecting, so he was about a half yard over the line by the time this ball was snapped there. I think they're dialing up a few blitzes here.
Yeah, I think they are.
Last series and that one there.
I think the formation change allows the defense to be a little more free with their play calls. Deuce formation for Carlisle. There's the snap. Quarterback fires a quick slant, and it's completed down to about the 33-yard line of Warrior territory. It's going to move the chains for Carlisle, but it's also going to keep the clock rolling here. Well, at least until they get the chains moved.
There we go. Clock is rolling. 1:22 to go.
Fresh set of downs for Carlisle. Minute 15 to go here in the half. Ball is on about the 33-yard line of Norwalk. Quarterback comes out to the left-hand side, fires a ball over the head of number 2, Joseph Donovan.
Directly into the hands of Coach Schmitz, who made the defensive back-like interception from the sideline.
Well, with Coach Schmitz, I got to say he's a DB coach, so what do you call a receiver that can't catch?
Former safety is
a defensive back. That's exactly right.
Still looks like he could play a little bit of football. So he keeps himself in pretty good shape.
Yep. Also the head wrestling coach for Norwalk here on staff.
And Coach a big country music
fan. We always called Coach Schmitz, he was kind of the Jack Russell Terrier of the coaching staff. He just full of energy, always causing grief among the staff, just having a blast. So
barking at somebody.
Yep. All right.
Oh gosh, that went right through the hands of one of our linebackers.
There's a pass right over the middle to through the hands of a Norwalk defense.
We are jumping, our defensive ends and our linebackers are jumping all of these little, I want to call them dump-off passes or short yardage passes. They're just missing them.
All right, Carlisle comes to the ball in deuce formation, shotgun, 3rd and 10 here. Minute left to go in the quarter. Wyckoff drops back, fires the ball to his right-hand side. No dice, it is incomplete.
Pressure came from the left side that time.
So right now, they're in no man's land here. Under a minute to go.
Into the breeze.
4th and 10. They're not really losing anything if they go for it. They're not really, who knows what kind of call here. They're going to call a timeout, it looks like.
That's good. Now see if
Carlisle
don't pick this up, they need to start thinking, did we give them too much time?
That's exactly right. Norwalk has shown that we are capable of striking at any distance in any amount of time. So they tried to play the game here and maybe left too much time on the clock. What is Carlisle going to do? This could be a big deal. If they go for it on 4th and 10 and don't get anything, that turns the ball over on the 33-yard line for Norwalk. So that's kind of a short field, maybe 65, 67 yards to go, which Norwalk has shown they're capable of doing that in 1 or 2 plays. Norwalk also has all 3 of their timeouts. Scallon's got the defense down there on the sidelines about the numbers, hollering orders at them, telling them what to expect, what to do if this, if that.
Pooch punt here?
I'm at a loss. I don't know. Even if you don't make it, you really don't give up a lot. So Carlisle comes out in deuce formation, one running back directly behind Wyckoff, the quarterback for Carlisle. See if they're going to hard count. Nope, there's the snap. They bring pressure. They fire the ball, and it's incomplete. Oh, call the flag on the play. How much later could they have thrown that flag?
That
Goodness
came in
sakes.
from 15 yards down the field.
He was standing in the end zone when he threw that flag.
I was watching that, and at best he had one hand on the right hip, maybe. Gosh, that's a tough call. Tough call, but it does bail Carlisle out.
It does, bails them out, gives them a fresh set of downs, moves the ball, I believe 15 yards on that one.
Yep.
So it's going to be a first down inside the 20.
18-yard line with 53 seconds to go.
That sure makes a change right there from the 33.
Changes the game, really.
Goodness sakes, that could have a huge impact on how this first half ends.
4th down and 10 call. That was a big call.
Deuce formation, Wyckoff takes the snap in the shotgun, fires the ball to his right-hand side, and flags from everywhere on this one. This one I might agree with, though.
That may have been the best pass interference I've possibly ever seen.
He was tackled about the 5-yard line. Ball was in mid-flight, tackled on about the 5-yard line.
However, when you know you're beaten, they're going to score.
That's exactly right.
It's time to put the man down.
I'd take the penalty over the touchdown any day, so.
was a good one. Here we are defending the secondary on the previous play.
Well, when it's a righteous penalty, it is. But when you're throwing a flag from the end zone to about the 22-yard line, that's a little, I don't know.
Coining the term righteous penalty, Mr. Tony Stroud.
Well, thank you. Thank you. All right, Carlisle looking at a 1st and goal here from just inside the 10-yard line. They're going to say it's on the 9. Carlisle lines up. 3 receivers to Wyckoff's left, 1 to his right. Going to sprint off to the left, fire the ball, and it is dropped at about the 3-yard line. Oh, pushed a guy out of bounds, and they called the penalty on him. That was number 14 on the play, Ethan Vederick.
Now 3 in a row.
That one was not a righteous penalty, and now we've got another one being thrown by somebody on the Norwalk defense, probably running his mouth.
Probably.
And that happens, young men out playing a tough game and with passion. So it's
you can't do that, chant from the other side.
Got to be disciplined. It's easy to lose that when all of a sudden you have him on a 4th and 10 at the 33-yard line and a 1st and 10 now on the inside the 10. That was not a late hit out of bounds. I will not say that was a righteous penalty.
That was inbounds.
That's exactly right. It was inbounds when the contact took place.
That's why you want to have replay in high school football here.
Yeah.
We have the technology.
I'm not going to agree. I'll agree with the second penalty because obviously the young man was running his mouth, but that first penalty took place inbounds, and he shoved the man out of bounds. Just because he ends up out of bounds, you can't call the play out of bounds.
43 seconds to go.
So drastic change here in the end of this first half. 43 seconds to go. Carlisle has the ball in the 3-yard line, thanks to numerous penalty calls. A couple that were good, couple that were not so good. Takes the snap, number 5 up the middle into the end zone for Carlisle. To bring the score 21-28.
39 seconds left in the half here. You got to wonder, we get this ball back with what? Approximately 30 seconds to go.
Yeah.
Up by 7 and if they miss this.
I would bet you the Norwalk staff plays it safe with what they've got going. So there's that little cowboy thing out of the Wildcats on the PAT. But Warriors apparently learned on the first one. So PAT is good. And that was number 31 right there. Garrett Piankowski kicking that through, bringing the score now to 22-28. Norwalk is up with 39 seconds to go here in the first half. Well, that was quite the change there, TG, from a 4th and 10 on the 33 to a 1st and goal at the 3.
Yeah.
That all penalty yards, nothing else.
Followed by 2 more consecutive penalties.
Yep.
It's a rough way to end the half. I bet the defense is probably fuming on the side of it.
That is, and
because they had stopped them two drives in a row.
They had some crazy things happen there. That's how high school football. That's how football rolls. How life rolls sometimes.
That's true.
So that's just the way it is. But boy, sure hate to see things like that happen where the ref staff is so involved in the game. They take a 4th and 10 from the 33 and change that to a 1st and goal from the 3, all due to penalties. That's crazy. All right, here's the kickoff from Piankowski. It's a high up kick. Young man's going to take it about the 20-yard line on the left-hand side. He's going to juke and jive a little bit. There was a hole there on the left side for the Warriors, but brought down right at the last moment, about the 30-yard line. 29, it looks like, 28. So we'll see what Coach Patterson does here. 34 seconds to go. Is he going to maybe air it out once or twice and see if they can do anything, or are they going to play it safe and go into the half up by 6 points?
Well, remember last time we were going this direction, 5 minutes ago, Marker did throw approximately 45 yards in the air from one side of the field to the other side.
Yes,
of the field.
he did.
So he's got the arm to get it down the field. Pretty much any distance he wants. They've got speed at the wideout too. So
formation, 3 receivers wide to the right, 1 to Marker's left. He's barking the calls. There it is, and it's a handoff to Dante Manuel right up the middle. Dante jukes to the right side. He's to the 40. Goodness sakes, down to about the 42.
42.
So about 15 yards there on the play, roughly.
Timeout, somebody?
Timeout called by the Warriors there.
Coach Patterson calls timeout with 25.8 seconds.
Dante still looks a little dinged up down there. He's not 100%. You wouldn't know
Yes.
about watching him run, but when the play's over, he's a little dinged up down there.
He's grabbing just above his left hip area. Almost like a kidney, rib injury, that kind of thing.
Got himself a little hip flexor going or
That
something,
could be,
but
yeah.
always a painful injury.
Hip pointer maybe.
But all right, we'll see what Patterson's got dialed up for this Wildcat defense. Warriors have 25 seconds to go. Ball is on the 43-yard line. Line up and 3 wideouts to the left, 1 wide to the right. Marker calling the signals.
Might be time to stretch the field here.
Defensive back's bailing. He shows the ball to Dante, and it
Nice.
fires over the middle. I don't know who that was, number 8, I
Number
think.
9.
Blake Neal. Or number 9, Nick Marker. Yep, number 9.
Boy, those numbers are hard to read, aren't they?
19
Wow.
seconds to go. Timeout again by Patterson. Very methodical in his play calling here, just picking up chunks of yards. Ball's on the Carlisle 44-yard line.
We have moved it clear over their side of the field here. Still 19 seconds left to go. Rapidly, I might add. Boy, if we could put one in here right before half, that would make the end of the last drive feel a little bit sweeter, I would think.
That's exactly right. Well, we know Marker has the targets able to hit downfield. So we'll see what we've got here. Receivers on the closest to the Warrior sidelines talking to one another. They've got a little something figured out. Deuce formation. One back in the backfield next to Marker. 2 receivers wide each side. Defensive backs are bailing out a little bit, giving us some extra room. Marker drops back, huge 5-step drop. He draws back and he throws that ball deep into the end zone, and it is out of bounds.
Looking for Ethan Carlson down on the go route in the corner there. And
He was. We still got 11 seconds on the clock. That incomplete pass stops the clock.
he
So
was very nearly at the line of scrimmage when he threw that ball. I'm
Pretty
sure
close.
They were eyeballing him there real quick. He clutched it, brought it back down, took 2 steps ahead, and just let it loose. I think if he might have thrown it that first time, he might have had him.
exactly
Ethan's
right.
pretty fast. He did have, it looked like he had a step on him, but by the time the ball got there, the defender had caught up.
Warriors line up again in deuce formation. Marker surveys the defense, showing him what they're going to give him. Defensive backs bail out. Marker takes the snap, drops back, looks to his left, bouncing around. Oh, he's got a man wide open at the 20.
There's
He's at the
Ethan
10,
again.
5, and touchdown. He is in for the score.
Touchdown.
Coach
Ethan
Patterson
Carlson.
and the Norwalk offense takes the ball with less than a minute to go and takes him into the touchdown. Goodness sakes.
Ethan Carlson.
That is a way to pick up yardage there by Coach Patterson, using his timeouts wisely. Goodness sakes, that's about as great as a 2-minute offense you can have with 39 seconds to go.
Drag route right across the middle, and there was 0 people on Carlisle's team even aware he was there.
Had all the other receivers take their guys out of the picture, drag a kid across the middle the opposite way. And that was a great job for patience by Zach Marker, letting that play develop and finding his target for a Norwalk score.
0.9 seconds left of the go.
Mason Lucas out there. There's the snap to Vederick, and there is yellow flags on the field.
Hey, we got them to jump this time.
Yes, we did.
Nice work.
Now we're going to go for 2.
All right,
Looks
let's
like
do it.
Now, look at that right there. The coaching staff knew that the whole time. They had the guys ready to go for the 2-point conversion before the flags were even on the field. So Norwalk coaching staff knew what they were doing, got them to jump, and are going to get their way on the 2-point conversion here. So let's see if we can convert this.
I will say Noah Jones, our center, is back on the field after leaving with an injury earlier.
That's-
Timeout Norwalk
That's
here.
good to see him back out there.
Good stuff.
Well, it didn't take long for, I don't even know if we can use the word matriculate down the field on that drive.
That wasn't a matriculation. That was
that's exactly right. It was just, here, take this. And we just kind of gave it to Carlisle like
quick
that.
strike, a la Kansas City Chiefs.
Right.
I want to say.
I don't know how many plays were involved there. We did have a run play, a couple pass, couple dead plays, but bam, 39 seconds, less than 39 seconds and 60-some yards. Fantastic job by Norwalk offense.
Speaks to me of the confidence the coaching staff has in their offense, that they felt confident enough to run basically a 30-second offense.
Here's the 2-point play. Marker takes the snap. He's juking back there, and it's going to be no good. So nothing.
Everybody covered that time.
Yes, they were. So Wildcat defense ready for that.
34-22 with almost 0.9 tenths of a second to go here in the first half. The band is forming off the field just outside the end zone, ready to take the field for halftime. Which I'm assuming is going to happen right after the kickoff here, provided it doesn't go in the end zone.
Well, we're still at 67 degrees here, just a gorgeous night for football.
It really has turned out to be a nice night. There's a little breeze.
Wind
so
still out of the north at 8. It is calmed down by 2 miles an hour. I'm glad I put my long sleeve shirt on.
I wish I had one. I've got my arms crossed up here.
No,
Cold.
great job again by the Norwalk offensive coaching staff. Just ramping up here in the booth, calling the plays down to Patterson on the field, what they've seen in the defensive scouting and what's going to work in certain situations. Those two talking together from the booth down to the field. Patterson taking care of business on the field and getting things done. All right, there's the kickoff by Lucas. It bounces about the 22, takes a couple weird bounces. He takes the ball at about the 5, and he's running up the middle, and he's up to midfield, and they get him down. Goodness sakes.
Good job, ran the clock out.
It looked crazy there for a minute, but Warriors kickoff team take care of their business and don't allow anything crazy. With 9/10 to go, there's not much stuff you can do. So, well, heck of a great first half there. Goodness sakes, exciting football. So we'll close off here a little bit before the band takes the field. Just score is 34 Norwalk, 22 Carlisle, and here on Homecoming 2019. So, goodness sakes, it's been pretty crazy and exciting, and can't wait to see what the second half brings as both coaching staffs go into the halftime room here at Minor Field and see what they can dial up to make changes and take care of business when they come out the second half. So I'm going to take a little break here. My voice getting a little scratchy, so see if I can wet my whistle here with my ice cold refreshing fruit punch Gatorade, and we'll be back with you for the second half. So
we're cutting out now?
Yeah, we're out. Where you been?
Just coordinating the second half worth of music, I guess.
Outstanding.
Out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Norwalk Warrior Marching Band has been working hard this year preparing their new show, Earth, Wind, and Firebird. The show brings together the music of Earth, Wind, and Fire with classical masterpiece. Tonight will be the band's first performance for their complete show. This year's band is comprised of 170 students representing every activity in the high school. Please cheer them on as they prepare for their first contest in Cedar Rapids next Saturday. Drum majors, Eva Newland, Riley Jermeyer, and Molly Cook. Is the band ready? Warrior Marching Band, you may take the field in exhibition. The Norwalk Warrior Band is directed by Nick Menke and Adam Hoffman. The color guard is directed by Libby Pulver and percussion by Logan Muscle. Your next opportunity to see the Norwalk Warrior Marching Band will be right here at the next Norwalk home game. How about another round of applause for the Norwalk Warrior Marching Band? Ladies and gentlemen, Norwalk Homecoming halftime entertainment continues as we welcome the field under the direction of Kathy Phillips, your 2019 Norwalk Drill Team. What you gonna do? Ladies and gentlemen, the Norwalk High School Athletic Hall of Fame was created to honor those former athletes, coaches, and contributors who have made significant contributions to the athletic programs of Norwalk High School and to the growth and success of Norwalk athletics while educating our current athletes and students about the rich history of Norwalk athletics. Last night, at our community homecoming rally, a ceremony was held connecting the rich history of Norwalk athletics to the present, with the induction of 3 former standout athletes and 1 former head coach. We are pleased to introduce to you these 4 individuals as the 2019 class of the Norwalk High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Our first Hall of Famer is Van Atherton. Van is a 1972 graduate who was a 3-sport athlete for the Warriors, competing in football, basketball, and track. In football, Van broke the school record with 14 touchdown passes in 1 year, and during his senior year, the Warriors finished the season with an 8-0 record, which is the only undefeated football team in Norwalk history. Van was also a 4-year letter winner in track, qualifying for the state track meet in 3 different events between his junior and senior season. He was a 3-year letter winner in basketball, earning all conference and all state accolades his junior and senior season. During his junior year, Van led the Warriors to a regular season record of 22-1, averaging 17.6 points a game and 14.2 rebounds. During his senior season, the Warriors finished 22-2 record and were conference champs and qualified for the boys state tournament for the first time in school history. He established the school's scoring record with 545 points in that season, and a record that stood for 47 years until current senior Bowen Bourne broke it during the 18-19 season. During his senior year, he averaged 22.7 points, pulled down 16.6 rebounds. Van lives in Norwalk with his wife Sherry. He's retired from Super Value and currently works for the Indianola Community Schools. Norwalk fans, help me in congratulating Norwalk graduate and now Hall of Famer Van Atherton. Ladies and gentlemen, Before halftime, I was handed a personal note by Van. He says, "Today is my wife's birthday, Sherry Hill Atherton. We were high school sweethearts, and she's still the love of my life. She turns 39 again for some reason. He says, I learned not to question that." He's got good advice for all of us. Happy wife, happy life. Happy birthday, Sherry. Our second Hall of Famer inductee is Cindy Johnston Ford. She is a 1977 graduate of Norwalk High School and a multi-sport athlete, earning 8 varsity letters while participating in basketball and softball. Cindy was a 4-year letter winner in basketball, earning first-team all-conference honors in both her junior and senior seasons. But it was softball that Cindy was arguably one of the best pitchers in not only Norwalk history, but in state history. She compiled a career pitching record of 164 wins and 49 losses, ending her high school career with a microscopic .808 earned run average. She was a second-team All-State selection as a sophomore and a first-team All-Selection in both her junior and senior seasons, while leading the Warriors to 2 state softball tournament appearances. After graduating, Cindy continued her softball career at Grandview University and was named the team's MVP all 4 years in her collegiate career, as well as being named Grandview University's Female Athlete of the Year her junior season. Her accomplishments were led to her induction in 4 different Hall of Fame for softball. Cindy retired from the Principal Financial Group in August after 32 and a half years of service with the company. She resides with a partner, Bill Smith, in Des Moines. Warrior fans, please join me in congratulating Norwalk graduate and now Norwalk Athletic Hall of Famer, Cindy Johnston Ford. Our next Norwalk Athletic Hall of Fame inductee is 2011 graduate, Christopher Kit Anderson. Kit is arguably one of the most decorated track and cross-country athletes in Norwalk athletic history. He was a 3-sport athlete, earning 11 letters during his career. He was a 3-year letter winner in basketball and a 4-year letter winner in both cross-country and track. He was a starting point guard on the Warrior basketball team and finished 4th in the state tournament in 2011. While a member of the varsity basketball team, the Warriors compiled a 44-7 record and won 2 Little Hawkeye Conference championships. But it was in cross-country and track that Kid excelled. He is currently the only athlete in Norwalk history to have qualified for the state cross-country meet and individually 4 times in his career, finishing of 12th place in the state meet. He still holds the school record for the 5K race with a time of 15:51. In track, it was a state meet qualifier 3 times in the 3200 and a 2-time qualifier in the 1600-meter race. The best finish of 8th in the 3200 his junior year and 4th place 1600 his senior year. He still holds school records in both the 1600 and the 3200 races. Following his high school career, Kit continued his track and cross-country career at Northwest Missouri State University. During his collegiate career, Kit was an MIAA conference place winner in track 3 times and in the 3,000-meter steeplechase event. Currently, Kit lives in Lee's Summit, Missouri with his wife Allison and teaches high school special education and coaches cross-country and track. Warrior fans, please welcome and congratulate Norwalk graduate and now Athletic Hall of Famer, Kit Anderson. Our final Hall of Famer inductee is head softball coach Henry Krastowski, who guided the Warriors softball program from 1969 to 1980, compiling a record of 440 wins and 179 losses. The Warriors would qualify for a state meet, summer and state fall tournaments that time, with their best finish coming in the 1980 with a state runner-up finish in the state fall tournament. In total, Norwalk qualified for 5 state tournaments between the summer and fall seasons. Coach Krastowski coached 3 Hall of Fame pitchers during his Norwalk career. Following his tenure at Norwalk, Coach Krastowski was named the head coach at Dowling Catholic and eventually took over the Simpson College softball program, which the Storm won the NCAA Division III National Championship in 97 and 99. He's been inducted in the ASA Softball Hall of Fame. Warrior fans, please welcome and congratulate former head softball coach and now Norwalk Hall of Famer, Coach Henry Krastowski. Congratulations, you four. Kicking off for the Warriors, number 4, Mason Lucas. Osborne on the return for the Wildcats. With another first down and 10 at their own 31. On the tackle. Snell are also there. Whitecock and the carry, Vederick on the tackle. Pitcher's timeout.
About 6 yards. So field is okay. Got his training staff looking real good. Can't tell what they're looking on. Looks like they're working on his left leg. That is Keegan Markoff. That's the quarterback there for the Wildcats. Seems to be walking off no problem. Really can't be on his left side somewhere. So,
ladies and gentlemen, it's been brought to the booth, up here in the announcer's booth. There's been a diamond ring that's been found. It may be real, it may not.
all right, Carlisle breaks their huddle, comes to the line. They've got one receiver spread out to the Warriors' left side. Defense lines up accordingly. New quarterback barks the signals and takes the ball up the middle to the fullback, keeps it around to his left side. That's number 2, Joseph Donovan, who's a senior. 6'1", 180 there for Carlisle.
Donovan, the ball carrier. To bring up third down and 2.
Keeps that carry for the Wildcats. Brings up a third down and 2 on the 38, 39-yard line in there somewhere. Donovan stays in as they still working on Wyckoff on the sidelines. Carlisle breaks their huddle, comes to the line. One receiver to the left side, man in motion to the right. Norwalk makes a defensive change. There's the snap and a Quarterback keeps the ball over the right-hand side, and Warriors shut him down. There is no first down on that. He's going to be a full yard short.
He is.
And this is, so it's going to be a 4th and 1 for Carlisle with a new quarterback in. And again, his name is Joseph Donovan from Carlisle. Looks like they're going to stay in and go for it here. So Norwalk's got to stay home and do what they need to do. It's going to be a quarterback sneak right up the middle. And that's exactly what it is. And
might be short depending on the ball.
The officials are walking in, and they're sure. Boy, they didn't.
Oh, the guy
mark
marking
it
the
where
ball.
It's at. Goodness sakes, that's
going to be a measurement.
They didn't even measure. They just pointed. Goodness sakes, they didn't even measure that one. Norwalk coaching staff not too happy with that. There was no measurement. That from up here looked like it could have been, could not have been. But I'm not down on the field to make that call. I guess I should be, but.
The nose of the football is just over the edge of the 41-yard line there.
Yep.
So I think that's right where the end of the line was, or end of the chain was.
All right, Carlisle 1st and 10. It's a little bit of that little razzle-dazzle reverse again. He cuts inside the Norwalk defender this time and gained of about 3 on the play.
Beautiful.
But the defense was right there, but he planted his foot and cut that up inside and gained a little bit of something there. Otherwise, there was nothing there but a Norwalk defensive guy just waiting for him.
Yeah, they turned it back inside, but there's unfortunately 3 yards to go before the inside caught up with the rest of that play.
Exactly right. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 6. Ball's at just about the 45-yard line. As Donovan takes the snap, there's a little pass to the tight end there, but that penalty, offsides on the defense, 5 yards.
Well, we're helping them now. That's not a good sign. Be interesting to see what halftime adjustments both teams have made. I see a new quarterback out there.
Yeah, Wyckoff got hurt there on the second play.
Sorry, guys. I was out doing music and shuffling videos around. I was a little distracted.
All the stuff going on up here that you can't see, but hey, who wants to see us? You want to watch this football game. So Carlisle brings it to the line, 1 receiver wide to the right. Donovan keeps the ball, and he is stuffed. Lost a couple yards on that play. On a 2nd and short, that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3-ish, somewhere in there. So they're going to spot that ball about the 48-yard line of Carlisle. It's a weird football game tonight, TG. Just doesn't seem to be a whole lot of energy on either sideline as far as fans.
I think everybody's a little nervous. 3-1 versus 3-1.
Yeah.
Lots of scoring already.
It's
an intense atmosphere, I'd say.
Yeah, I guess I'd go with that. The student section is up on their feet and milling about, doing what the student section normally does, but it's just kind of a weird atmosphere. And
now they're going to measure.
Although, they must have heard me complain about the last one because it looks about the same from here on this one.
I tell you what, we are giving ourselves a lot of credit for influencing the game and the players tonight.
That we are.
I did see we were up to 170 people watching and or listening to us.
That is exciting.
It is exciting.
That's awesome. So I wonder what the farthest one away is. I know last year we had somebody clear overseas. I can't remember where it was. I want to say Greece. Somebody's grandma and grandpa actually listened to the football game while they were traveling, and that was just incredible.
Let's see, we've had Brazil over the years, we've had Australia, we've had Germany, I want to say Argentina, some strange place like that. We're worldwide, really, Tony.
Worldwide.
I'm not trying to big time anybody here, but we're worldwide.
That takes me to the classic movie Step Brothers, which I won't quote at this moment.
Thank you.
But
this is a PG show.
Yes, it is. So
there are times we feel tempted.
All right, Carlisle breaks the huddle, comes to the line on a 1st and 10, and man in motion from right to left. The quarterback
44 has it.
It's
probably 8.
It's hard to see up here whether the quarterback is given or not, and but it was the fullback right up the middle there. Looks
Jonathan
to be a gain of about 8 on that play, brings up a 2nd and short. Ball is going to be just inside the 42-yard line of Norwalk. Second down and 2 for Carlisle. Donovan still calling the plays in the huddle there. I have not seen Wyckoff back on the field. Hope that young man is okay.
Yeah.
I see our man Dante, our running back on the
again.
sidelines, staying loose, getting loose. So he's got a little something weird with still his left hip here on the sideline, it looks like, but he's trying to stretch it out and take care of whatever it is he's got going.
Gain of 1 there, I want to say.
Okay, gain of 1. That brings up a 3rd and 1 for the Wildcats. Ball is on the 40-yard line.
I got to
Left
figure
hash.
they're going to go for it here one way or the other, though. 1
Well,
yard to go with the wind, down by a little over, well, almost 2 scores.
Yeah, especially on 3rd down, I'd go for it. So quarterback lines up. Oh, bobbled handoff there, but the running back sucks it back in and gains about 6 yards on the play, 7 yards or so. That was Bryce Murray on the carry there for Carlisle. Well, once again, TG, Carlisle offense is not explosive. They're just going to get on the ball, line up, and try to smack you in the mouth and gain 3 to 5 yards every play. And
they do, and they hit their blocks well and fast. They execute their plays very, very well.
They do. I know when I coached that Carlisle was very bad at, well, we'll just say blocking at the ankles, if that's a good way to put it.
Like that, yeah.
And they like to high-low people. That is very frowned upon in high school football, but they've got a way they do it that is apparently legal. So, but yeah, there are some very low blocks that happen on that O-line.
Well, you know this kind of offense requires precision. There's not a lot of flash to it. It's a little bit of misdirection, but if you don't execute, you're dead. They do execute. So
that's exactly right.
That's how they stay successful. I've seen this run in 3 or 4 other schools over the course of my career in schools in the state of Iowa. Most notably, probably St. Edmunds, Fort Dodge.
Sure.
That guy won most victories in high school football in the state of Iowa.
Yep, exactly right.
Ran 4 plays and on occasion would throw a pass down the field, but it was always the same pass, and he didn't like to do it. So.
Got a 3rd and 2 here for Carlisle. Hand off to the last back through the line, and it's good for about 6-7 yards. So once again, Carlisle says, line up against us. Here's what we do. We're just going to hit you in the mouth. And they right down the field here for another 5-7 yards. So that sets up another 1st and 10 for Carlisle. Moving the sticks. They're inside the 20 of Norwalk at about the 18-yard line.
So it's 4:29 to go in the 3rd quarter. My only thought is they're going to run out of time. If we keep trading scores like this, they're down too far to catch up by the end of the game.
Yep, that's right.
They're going to have us. You got to figure they're going to try and do something creative on the defensive side, or I don't know, pull a blitz or something down the hat. Oh, we got a man down on the field here.
That was a 1st and 10 play, and the running back, 3 running backs in the backfield. The last one gets the ball over to the left side and gains about 9 yards on the play.
Can't see his number. Is that 54?
Yes, it looks like it. I don't know if he got hurt or just lost his helmet there on the play. Either way, off for a play or 2.
Is that the rule in high school? If your helmet comes off during the play, you have to come out for at least 1?
You know, I'm not sure of the high school rules on that.
Crowd's probably wondering what happened to the music guy. I haven't played a song in almost 4 minutes of game time.
Yeah, it's tough up here doing double duty.
I've got some special songs I need to play. I got one going out for Mrs. Anderson on celebration of her son Kit.
2nd and short, give the ball to the fullback off to the left side, and he scampers in for about a 9-yard gain for a touchdown for Carlisle. So, boy, right off the bat, Carlisle comes out. They lose their 1st-string quarterback in Tegan Wyckoff. Donovan comes in to fill in, and they don't miss a beat. It's just bam, right down the field, little chunks of yardage, and stuck it right down the field here.
Ooh, a little false start on 62 there. Over Zealous on their own right, or Zealous.
I would say on that drive, I would say that Carlisle did matriculate the ball right
They really
down the
did,
field.
and that's kind of their thing.
Yes, exactly.
But year in and year out, that's going to work 9 times out of 10 for a high school football team, and you can't fault a program for running something like that.
Exactly.
If it worked, obviously they just switched quarterbacks and went right down the field and scored on us, so you got to say it's not player dependent, it's scheme dependent.
Exactly. But the bad thing about that is when you're playing a team like Norwalk and their high power offense, their run and gun kind of stuff, that's just a tough deal to come up with. All right, Carlisle sticks it in for a 2-point conversion there, and brings the score to 30-34. So kind of a weird.
Weird football score, isn't it?
It is. It is a weird football score, but you know what? It'd be an even weirder baseball score.
It'd be an even
Or
weirder
soccer score.
That's true.
So
Soccer, it would be the.
wouldn't that be a soccer game to see though if that's how it was? Well, right down the field. Second string quarterback comes in. Carlisle does not miss a beat. They run it right down the field. Put the points on the board and just let Norwalk, hey, we're still here. We're gonna play all 4 quarters of this game. So let's see if Norwalk can come out and just take it right to them and take a little air out of their sails. Hate to see a team come out like that and run it right down the field after halftime, and that kind of sets the tone. But
that was a long drive.
It was
time-wise.
3:36 to go left in the third. That sucked a lot of time right off the clock. But as you said, when you run this kind of offense, it's not a quick fire offense, and you get down. What are you capable of coming back with in a 2-minute type of deal, unless you have 33 yards of penalties, such that happened in the first half.
What I'd like to see is how our offense comes out and responds here in the second half. It's been a long, cold stretch there.
Yes, it has.
See if we stay as hot as we were.
See if we're still mentally in the game here, or is it going to take a drive or two to get our legs back under us? What's going to happen here? So I know the coaching staff of Norwalk, they've got them ready to go. They've got some unique changes taken care of in the halftime room. And they won't miss a beat here as Marker comes out and leads the offense on the field. Empty backfield, 3 receivers wide to the left, 2 wide to the right. Marker barking out the signals. There's the snap. He drops back, looks to his left, back to his right, rolls out to his right. And all the time in the world, fires the ball over. Not sure where that was to, but
he was trying to get, I think, down the field a little bit, but I'm not sure he really committed to that. It looked like he may have just kind of been getting rid of it. Wasn't much of anything really open.
I would agree with that. He had a receiver to the outside and a receiver to the inside, and he threw to the middle of both, and kind of a safe play there by Marker. Lived to play another day. So, all right, 3 receivers wide to the left, 1 wide to the right. Running back Dante in the big backfield, and there's a handoff right up the middle, but Carlisle was waiting on it that time.
And there's your halftime adjustment.
Yeah, no kidding.
Tackle that guy.
Yeah, that's a pretty good adjustment by Carlisle. You see him get the ball, tackle him. So, and apparently they're sticking to the game plan on that one at least for now, which is going to bring up a 3rd and 10 for Norwalk on their
first time we've been in this situation, and I believe all night, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. So 3 receivers wide out to the left, 1 wide to the right. There's the snap. Marker takes the ball and runs around the right side, and it looks like he's going to be ahead for the first down as he shoves the ball out in front of him as he goes across the first down marker. Something's got the Carlisle coaches upset over there. They come clear out onto the field waving their arms, and I'm not sure what the problem is over there, but it looked good from where I'm at.
It might have been the over half the field where Zach Marker ran with no one near him.
Yeah, that very well could have been. Very well could have been. Brings up a fresh set of down for Norwalk on the 30-yard line. 3 receivers wide to the left. There's a quick little stop route, and that's good for about 6 yards. Not sure who that went to. If that's Marker there that caught the ball from Marker, who threw the ball. So, and we're talking about 2 different Markers, of course, not the same guy.
It's a Marker to Marker again.
But it is Marker to Marker.
Reminds me of Market to Market on PBS or something like that. One of those radio news hour shows where they tell you the corn prices or something.
2nd down and short here for the Warriors. Marker brings them up, 3 receivers wide to the right. There we go, a handoff to Dante. He runs up the middle to the left, bounces out to the outside. He's across midfield. He's down to the 30, 25, 20. Oh, and shoestring tackled at about the 15-yard line. they're going to spot him the ball where he fell forward at about the 10. So, goodness sakes, whatever he's a little gimpy with on his left side, it sure doesn't hurt him when he's running. It looks like. So he opened up and bounced to the outside and turned the Jets on and just saved by a shoestring tackle there. So. Gives Norwalk a 1st and goal at the 10. Marker lines them up. 3 receivers wide to the right, 1 to the left. There's a snap. And Marker looks back to pass. He runs to his right side. He finds some open room, and he's in for the score. Goodness sakes, I don't know how long that took. Maybe 2 minutes off the clock, and Norwalk is back on the board. They had him stopped. The Carlisle defense had the Warriors stopped on a 3rd and 10. And thanks to Zach Marker's running abilities, getting the first down on that, opening it up, and then handing that ball off to the running back. Let's see.
Dante?
Yeah, Dante. I can't remember his last name. I want to use it, but I can't remember it, and I can't read it because it's too dark up there. So, but just a great job by Norwalk offense opening that up. Lucas out on the field to make the kick, and he splits the uprights. So that brings the score right now 41-30.
Dante Manuel.
All right, we got 1 minute and 50 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter. So that pretty incredible. And again, I don't think we can use the word matriculate. Yes.
Is that the theme for the night, really?
It seems to have been. You know, you brought it up, and we're just going to keep using it. So.
Well, I do think, speaking of matriculation, we're seeing 2 teams that run well-defined offensive schemes. They have a base set. They have a variation set of plays that they run out of that base. It's been working for both sides all night long.
Exactly right.
It's just a matter of who's going to score last, I think, at this stage.
Well, and it's just the difference in the scheme. That's exactly right. Norwalk is a little more wide open with their offensive set and their scheme. Big chunks of yardage and score quickly, where Carlisle on the other end of that are smaller chunks of yardage, roll the clock, use the clock, and just kind of wear you out as they pound it down your throat on the way to the end zone. But
and that might be the key to beating a team like Carlisle. Well, you know you're going to have consistency kind of on both sides of the ball. If you're consistent and faster and can score more, obviously,
the best defense is a good offense.
Right.
Is what I hear you saying.
They're going slower than you are, and you're
right.
still scoring points. You're going to score more times than they will.
Exactly. All right, there's a kickoff there, and Carlisle runs the ball back to about the 25-yard line. And Ben Clark in on the tackle there for Norwalk. Stops the running back. That was Bryce Murray there for Carlisle running that kickoff return. All right, well, let's see what Carlisle's going to do. We've got a minute 41 here in the 3rd quarter, and there's no reason to panic, none of that stuff. But are they going to open it up at all, or are they just going to hope for finally a big play by wearing you down here? Little sprint out to the left by the quarterback. He takes a wicked hit as he just releases the ball. I don't know who put the stick on him, but put his shoulder pads right in the young man's chest.
32 laid the quarterback out. Ben Clark.
Ben Clark there on the hit, and that Joseph Donovan still in the game as the quarterback. So we are yet to see again the quarterback we had earlier. So that's Tegan Wyckoff that we have yet to see here after the first or second play of the second half. We still have Donovan out there. So again,
I
Carlisle
see Wyckoff
comes
on the other side of the field walking around the sidelines, pacing back and forth.
Okay. All right. Carlisle trying to run their stuff there. That's a couple yard gain on that play. Brings up a 3rd and
4.
Yeah, about
3rd and 4, 5.
Yep. So 3rd medium anyway.
4.
By no means going to be an easy 3rd down play.
3rd and 4. Coming to the end of the 3rd quarter here.
30 seconds to
go.
Play clock.
Looks like they're not in a big hurry to get a playoff here.
Play clock's at 15, so they're going to have to run a play before the quarter runs out. Carlisle lines up 3 receivers to the left, and there's a timeout for Carlisle. Timeout.
A little timeout action.
I don't know if they were lined up wrong or what was going on there, but third and long, apparently coaching staff didn't like what was happening, called the timeout from the sidelines there.
Sorry, I'm playing a requested song out there for the crowd tonight.
We got TG running around up here. He's tethered to his headphones. I think somehow is wrapped in my chair as well.
I know.
So
I'm tethered like an octopus.
There we
in
go.
This bowl of spaghetti here.
Tethered like an octopus. It's pretty descriptive, I guess I would say.
Thank you. I was an English major. Didn't do me a whole lot of good, but I was an English major.
Well, we hope you all are enjoying the show tonight. Hope we're bringing you some decent entertainment anyway. We don't profess to be professionals up here, but we sure love what we're doing. There's nothing like
on TV.
Heck yeah. There's nothing like being at a high school football field on a Friday night. Just nothing like it. So Carlisle comes out. They got 3 receivers to the right-hand side of Donovan. Guy in motion from right to left. Long count. There's the snap. Donovan drops back to the pass right over the middle. And it is complete there to number 47. That's going to bring up a first down for him. 47, that is Caleb Winthy. He's a tight end, senior. Or a senior tight end. So
good pickup.
Either way there, and that will bring the end of the third quarter. So jump around time here in Warrior Stadium, a beautiful, well-kept Minart field. See the student
time to jump around,
there.
everybody.
They're doing their jump around thing there. So got some live shots there.
Cameras on the board.
Yep, gotta like that.
So what you see on your screens in front of you right now, the whole stadium is watching on the video board too.
That's pretty incredible. You've got that hooked up again tonight, TG.
It's fun. I don't know what it is about seeing yourself on a video board, but it makes people go a little bit nuts.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Well, that's your little shot at fame for the evening, and get to go home and or at least tell all your friends you were on the board. And
Christy Patterson up there.
Woohoo.
It's a chance to say, hey, everybody, look at me. I'm famous for 14.2 seconds, or however long it is, you know.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Heck yeah. All right, well, here is the start of the fourth quarter. Right now, the score is Norwalk 41, Carlisle 30. And I'm just afraid Carlisle's going to have to pick it up here a little bit and perhaps maybe do something a little bit different in order to make up this 11-point difference with right around 12 minutes to go here in this football game. Ben Clark on the tackle there for 1 yard gain for the Carlisle offense. Looked like a fullback up the middle play. They run kind of a variation of a dive option sort of thing with the quarterback.
It is
who
like
is
5 or 6 different dive options.
A main running back part of it. So there's the snap to and a short little tight end thing.
Nice tackle though.
What we need to do is line up one of our outside backers or our defensive end over that tight end and jack him as he tries to release off the line and disrupt that timing of that pass.
I noticed at the end of the first half, Mr. Scallon was bringing a few, I want to say, edge rushers or blitzers, outside linebackers coming off the edge, and they did do a little chipping on the tight ends.
Well,
and they did kind of disrupt things at the end of the
and they've done that in the past, and if you can just get your hands on him, it disrupts the timing, and then they don't have that ability anymore. So there's a short little give around the right side of the Norwalk defense, good enough for a first down, going to move the chains for Carlisle.
15.
Number 15 for Carlisle, that's Nick Goodhue, who is a junior running back, so we'll see him again next year. But that does move the chains into Warrior territory. So the ball is on the 47-yard line of the Norwalk Warriors. Carlisle heads to the line. They're not breaking anything. This is what they do, and they're just going to keep coming at you. Hopefully break one loose here. There's the snap. Donovan drops back to pass, lets the ball fly upright, and it is, goodness sakes, in and out of the hands of a defender who knocks it up, and it is almost caught by a Wildcat. Whew, goodness
That was
sakes.
Vederick again. No, not Vederick. It's 15. Sorry. Schmidt. Hayden Schmidt.
If you can't catch that ball, we got to knock it down. You can't keep it up and play for those guys because that's just what Carlisle needs to give them some life and bring them back into this.
Well, he was passing it into the wind. It was a little bit of a
and it hung
a
up
lame
there.
duck kind of a pass, and it bounced off Caden's hands and kind of floated it right in front of one of the Carlisle players.
Yep, and that's just the weird way a football bounces sometimes. Donovan's still in there, quarterback calling the man in motion. It's a second back through for Carlisle over the right side, and he breaks it open a little bit for about 14, 15 yards there through the Norwalk defense.
Number 15.
Again, that's Nick Goodhue.
You know, if we wait long enough, Steve, our illustrious PA announcer over here, will just tell us who all the players are here, so he could double as our spotter, really.
That is true. See, I've always wondered if they can hear that through the mic.
I think they can, yeah.
Because then I'm not as intelligent as I sound sometimes. So
that's okay.
I'll let the PA guy make the call sometimes, and I'll just repeat it.
We don't get paid for our intelligence, apparently.
I never
we don't get paid at all, so what would it matter one way or the other?
I never have gotten paid for my intelligence. It's probably a good thing as well. So I'd have to take a pay cut, I believe. So Goodhue again on the carry, pick up a 5, going to bring a 2nd and 5 to Carlisle as they just methodically run the ball down the field on you. And Norwalk continues to give up yards in 5 to 7 yard chunks. The clock is down to 9:15 left to go here as they just keep doing what they're doing. All right, Donovan brings the Carlisle Wildcats up to the line, and there's a man in motion. There's a snap, second back through to Goodhue again. And he's going to be short. That's going to bring up
2 yards.
Yep, 3rd and short here now. So, Carlisle's never in a hurry. They never seem panicked. They just, it is what it is. Here's what we do. And
3rd and 2, 8:46
we're not going to
go.
change. And if you make a mistake, we're gonna take advantage of that. All right, 3rd and 3, 3rd and 2, they say on the scoreboard. I'm going to say 3rd and 3 from up here. Right, receiver wide each side, man in motion. Got 2 backs in the backfield. There's a snap.
5, got it.
Got a
penalty
flag, however. He did get the yardage for a 1st down, it appears from up here, but we'll see what pans out with the flag on the play, see if that's going to move Carlisle back.
Illegal formation.
Yep, legal formation on the Wildcats. That's going to take them back 5 yards, replay 3rd down.
So 3rd and 7 coming up. 8:20 to go. I know sitting next to you here, I hope the audience appreciates you toughing it out this week. You're just getting over an illness.
Yeah, we talked about that early on, that crud that's going around, that viral stuff. It's icky.
It's for real.
And, I missed a couple of days of work and then did come back to work, but sounded awful. But here we are. Not going to miss a Friday night, that's for sure.
Football, this is fun. I got to admit it.
All right, Carlisle lines up.
Timeout, Carlisle.
Receiver was a little discombobulated out there running around on the field. Carlisle coaching staff blows the timeout there. That should take them down to 1 timeout left for this remaining quarter. Norwalk still has all 3 of theirs, but that's a tough deal. 7 minutes, almost 8 minutes left to go here in this 4th quarter, and you're down to 1 timeout, and you're down by 11. So that pretty much limits a lot of things you've got going for you. All right, Scallon's got his defense out there huddled up about the 30-yard line and reminding them what to look at, what to expect, things to look for, and what it is they need to do to make this drive stop, make this drive go away from Carlisle. Carlisle breaks their sideline, come out onto the field, go to immediately to a formation. 1 receiver to Donovan's left, 2 to his right, 2 backs in the backfield. Under center, barks out the signals, and there it is. And it's that short little tight end pass. Once again, it's that tight end pass again. That's goodness sakes.
I want to say we tipped that one I thought it either
Yep.
hit off somebody's helmet or we tipped it a little bit.
That little, we used to, back in the day, call it the pop pass.
Yeah,
deal.
it was a pop pass. Tim Tebow.
Yep, and that Carlisle's ran that for years. That is just they do it. They do it greatly, and it's hard to stop when the timing is there. So defense in the way of that one. Carlisle comes out into deuce formation on a 4th and 8. They're going to go for it here. Donovan backpack. And there's the pass, and it is complete at about the 14-yard line. Moves the chains on a 4th and 10, and they gain about 16 yards there. And just a reminder, that is the second string or the second quarterback out there. That is not the original starter, Tegan Wyckoff, still on the sidelines after that injury in that opening drive of the second half.
Took a big hit, stood in there knowing he was going to get hit.
Yes, he did.
Delivered what the team needed, which was a great pass. Nice play.
Yep, exactly right. Moves the chains. That gives 1st and 10 on the 14. So Norwalk defense bends a little bit there, but man in motion. Sprints out to his left, and pass is bobbled, but there's a flag on the play. They stop him about the 5-yard line there.
83 is running away from the scene as fast as he can, so I'm guessing it's going to be a hold on him of some sort, trying to block out there on the edge. Or it could be illegal formation, I'm hearing. Again, illegal formation. Back him up again. Why can't they do that on 4th down when we need them to? See?
Yeah, no kidding. Tell you what, Caleb Wenthy for Carlisle, he's the tight end there for them, catching those pop passes, and that pass was meant for him. A little dig route from the inside to out, and caught the ball going around his left-hand side. He's a tough little young man and not afraid of contact, and even after initial contact, stayed with the play and gained yards, although to no avail because of the penalty. But
7:04 left to go in the game here. I got to wonder if they're all the way down in their or our end of the field. They got to figure they have to score here and then get the ball back to do it again. 6:50 to go now. Right?
First back through up there, right up through the middle, and about a 3-yard gain on a 1st and 15. So no, I agree with you, Tim. They've got to they got to get a score here and hope their defense is going to hold the Warriors to nothing and get the ball back, because they definitely need a 2-touchdown score with the 11-point differential.
I guess I'm sent. Where's the urgency? Where's the hustle?
I would agree. It's just.
I know you got to call the plays. You got to send them in. You got to do all that. I just figured got to score twice, and there's 6 minutes to go here.
Quick little.
They're hoping onside kick maybe.
All right, so that's gonna short little gain of about 3 yards there. That's gonna bring up a 3rd and 10. Ball on the 15-yard line, just inside the 15. So. No, I have to say I'm a little befuddled by the Carlisle coaching staff right now with what they're continuing to do, and they've got a great offense. Not taking anything away from their offense, it's just not built to be at 5.5 minutes left to go to come up with a 2-touchdown score, I believe, especially against the Norwalk Warrior offense.
Well,
there's a snap to Donovan, shotgun.
Good play. Same play.
Little slant
ball
route.
Came out.
Little slant route, and the Warriors have the ball just outside of the goal line. I believe it was the tight end for Carlisle. Tight end for Carlisle had on a little slant route, caught the ball, got hit by a Norwalk Warrior, coughed the ball up, who recovered that fumble about the 1-yard line. So, way to go, Warrior defense. Not giving up something there, a score on the board. So, incredible job by the defense. Bending, not breaking.
Was that same play they picked up the last 4th down on?
That's exactly right.
A little bit of a shorter route because there wasn't
tight
much
end.
field. But.
All right, that brings the Warrior defense out, or offense out now. They go out to deuce formation, 2 receivers wide each side. Marker comes up under center. and they fumble it into the end zone, and he
gets out.
barely gets out of the end zone to about the 2.
Wow.
That is all effort by Dante Manuel right there, and not to give up a safety.
Wow.
My
that
goodness.
That was a disaster waiting to happen right there.
Marker walked up under center. It's like the center wasn't sure and fired the ball off. It appeared to go between Marker's legs, and Dante Manuel back there in the backfield picked it up and just got out of the end zone. They're going to mark it at about the 3, so he even gained a yard on that play. That could have just been a disaster.
It almost looked like his forward progress was stopped there, but it wasn't. That was the best part.
Goodness sakes.
Got a little overexcited myself there for a second.
All right, Marker keeps the ball, tries a little something up the middle, not much there. He bounces off to his right side and gets to the 5. Bring up a 3rd and long. Deep in their own territory here, 3rd and 7 at the 5-yard line. Warriors line up, look over at the sidelines, find out what formation. Looks like they're gonna go 3 receivers wide to the left.
You gotta figure Marker. If they pick up this first down, it should be just about game.
Marker looking over the defense, making the call here, seeing what he wants, barks out the signals, and gets the snap. Hands it to Dante Manuel up the middle, and there's not a lot going. Back to that halftime adjustment of tackle the guy with the ball.
Tackled that guy.
Yep. So
it's
they
complicated
took care of that.
X's and O's thing, but
yeah, it is.
That guy.
You know it is. So, all right, that's going to be the first time we're going to see the Norwalk punting unit on the field, I believe, for the whole game.
Wow.
So,
you know, it's been that kind of game. I didn't even notice. It is 41-30 right now.
Yeah, exactly.
We're not talking about a defensive slugfest, I guess.
Yeah, I think we've seen the Carlisle punt team once, and this will be the first time for the Norwalk punt team. So let's hope we get a good punt here out of Marker and change of field position for us. The defense is still tired.
He saved it right there.
And he gets a decent punt, cleared the 49-yard line. Defense right down there to cover that punt. Great job, gain of about 3 yards on that. So, you know, great field position for Carlisle to start with, but did change the field position, which is the whole thing of special teams. And, you know, not long ago, Carlisle was on the, caught a pass on about the 2-yard line and coughed the ball up. So now they're back on Norwalk's 47-yard line and get to start this all over again with 2 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the game, down by 11.
You got to figure 2 times they need to score twice, 2:50 to go. That's a tough ask.
I look down here on the sidelines, watch Coach Patterson coaching up some young men down there.
We're back to
not
the
at all
formation.
Happy with what's going on, and 2 minutes 50 seconds left to go.
Sorry.
And he's down there kind of ripping them a little bit about their last 3 plays on the field. So, all right, pass incomplete, TG.
Pass incomplete.
Okay, brings up a 2nd and 10 then for Carlisle.
It looked like there was a bit of a hold on one of our guys slipping through the line, almost like a horse collar kind of hold me back, coach moment, but refs missed it. I am seeing some flashes off in the south. Well south of us. Hopefully that's Indianola getting rained on, not us.
All right, Carlisle comes to the line of scrimmage, deuce formation, 2nd and 10. Donovan back in the shotgun. He goes back to throw, hits his tight end again. Ball's out again. Let's see who comes up with it. It's like Carlisle still has the ball. They're rolling the clock, so it's going to bring up a 3rd and 3-ish. Carlisle's ready, right back on the ball, deuce formation. Donovan back in the shotgun. There's a snap. He goes back to his right-hand side. He's got big pressure, and he escapes the pressure, throws the ball. Yeah, goodness sakes, flags all over the field. I don't know if the young man caught it or not.
Pass is incomplete.
Okay.
What must be a fairly egregious face mask, because we both saw it.
Yeah, I did.
Most of planet Earth on this side of the field saw it.
Well,
but
and 3 flags on the
field. A hold or 2 in there too.
3 flags on the field, so obviously somebody saw that as well. So maybe one of them's for the hold, but
let's hope so. It could be offsetting penalties and just say, let's try not to do that again, folks. Oh, got us. It was pretty obvious.
Sure, it was.
Kind of hoping for the both ways to go out.
Agreed. Agreed. At this point, it's kind of academic. 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. 2 minutes, 19. Carlisle down by 11. Not taking anything away for their offense. It's just not built for 11 points here in 2 minutes. So
he's got to pick up his flag here, the head official. What is the white hat called officially?
White hat.
The white hat.
That's what we called him on the sidelines, white hat. So, all right.
What do we got?
Well, not sure
now?
what's going
Timeout.
on. Carlisle lines
Officials
up.
timeout. Delay of game referee, maybe? I've heard that up here a couple times in the booth.
Oh, could be. Deuce formation for Carlisle. Donovan back in the shotgun. There's a snap.
Oh, that was almost
and pass to nowhere.
That was a scary looking pass there. 4 guys in the middle of the field, two receivers, 2 defenders, and I think the ball was actually closer to the defenders as the receivers ran through it. It's behind the first guy and ahead of the second guy.
Very much so looking for Wenthy, who's the tight end there, number 47, who's seen a lot of action tonight.
They've really worked him this second half.
Yes, they have. Donovan can't stay away from him. I think he had another guy open on his left who was wide open, but he's just locked into Wenthy. He's got some faith in him, and that's where he feels he needs to go. There's the snap to Donovan. He cranks back and goes to Wenthy once again, who catches the ball behind him.
He did. That was a great catch.
Incredible catch to be that kind of athlete, to be running one way and have to turn your whole body around and catch the ball behind you. Tough catch.
I only pointed that out because it's getting close to almost like an interception type scenario. There's a few of these passes that have been running right in front of our defenders.
Yes, sir.
If it weren't for the extra effort on the receiver's part, we might have another turnover here.
All right, short little out route right there, connected by Donovan. And player went out of bounds, stops the clock. Ball is on the 15-yard line of Norwalk. Brings up a 1st and 10 for Carlisle. They get to breathe a little bit with that play going out of bounds. They've been pretty much a hurry-up offense. So they're back in deuce formation again. 2 receivers wide each side, 1 back in the back. Donovan takes the snap in the shotgun. He's going to air it up, and nobody in the end zone.
Pass is well overthrown. I think he was just trying to get it out of there before we got obliterated by our rushers. It'll be a matter of, did we jump? Nope. It's on them.
Carlisle.
I'll start.
Players clapping, so illegal formation again on Carlisle. So somebody's just not sure whether to line up there on the ball is all it is, either too far off or a guy too close to the line. So simple things that can be easily corrected, but it's hurting you right now with 1:49 to go, being down by 11.
I think Scallon dialing up the blitz there might have made somebody flinch or do, who knows, not concentrate basically.
Donovan takes a snap, drops back, fires the ball into the end zone to nobody there. Looked like the receiver had stopped his route at about the 1-2 yard line, and the ball sailed deep into the end zone. So not quite on the same page there if they're running an option route of some sort. But
well, early in the game they were running heavily to their right side, our defensive left, and right now the defensive left is bringing the pressure.
Right. I would agree with that.
2 or 3 times this drive.
And all the plays are going to the right, or our defensive left. So, all right, deuce formation again. One back in the backfield for protection. Donovan airs it out across the middle to nobody. So, going to bring 3rd down. The only thing these incomplete passes are doing right now are stopping the clock for Carlisle. But they're sure not going anywhere right now with the 3rd and 15.
Right. You got to figure it's 4-down territory, 1:40. They're going to try to pick this up, score, and then get the onside kick.
Right.
So I guess we're not out of the woods yet here.
Donovan takes the snap, drops back, throws to his right-hand side. Nobody there. Great coverage by the defensive back.
He is a great player, that nobody there.
Yeah. The defensive player there had gotten himself in front of the receiver and just kind of body blocked him from getting into the end zone playing the football. So fantastic defensive play. I'm sure Coach Schmitz drew it up exactly that way. So
actually, it was good DB player on that side with Mr. Larson. Kind of worked his man toward the out of bounds line.
Exactly.
Didn't allow him to get around him.
Extra defender there. It's well coached DBs.
Corner out.
All right, here we go.
Empty
Backfield.
A little false start on the quarterback.
Donovan drops back again, throws to the right, and it is
down. Fourth.
Almost picked off in the end zone, but turnover on downs. That's going to give Norwalk a 1st and 10 on the 20. Minute 27 to go, up by 11 in the ball game. So barring any kind of major catastrophe here, that's pretty much a wrap for the Norwalk Warriors against the Carlisle Wildcats tonight. You know, you got to give it to Carlisle. They came into town and said, here's what we do, stop us, I dare you. And just,
we did.
You know, early on in the game, couple of mistakes, turning the ball over, you know, fumble inside the 10, those kinds of things. Carlisle went up on us and, you know, wasn't so sure, and it just kind of kept everybody puckered for the rest of the evening that way. But took a kneel right there on that snap.
I wouldn't
Clock
say
is
we
at a minute 10.
I guess I wouldn't say we completely stopped them on the night, but we did slow them down enough to win the game. That's the whole
exactly
thing.
Right, and that's the whole thing. When your best offense is, or your best defense is your offense, and with Norwalk, the way their offense is able to put points on the board as quickly as they're able to, that makes it a tough road for Carlisle and their type of offense to dig out of a hole when you get into that. So
it's true.
Great offense on both sides of the ball. We've taken nothing away from Carlisle and their offensive scheme. I think about against any other team that would sure work. But when you're going up against Patterson and Rampton and their offense that they run and got dialed in, boy, you're in for a night of hurt if you stumble at all. So that's where they're at. That's the final kneel down by Zach Marker tonight. Play clock running down, 15 seconds. That's the end of the game for the Norwalk Warriors. So both teams coming in with the same record. One of them was going to have to lose, and one gets to walk away as the winner. And tonight, that's the Norwalk Warriors. Well, I hope you've all enjoyed this evening. That was a great game. Great job by the Norwalk Warriors going against a great foe in the Carlisle Wildcats. Not a lot of penalties tonight. Not a lot of, it was more of the formation penalties type things as there were other ones. But just a great, clean football game by both teams, and good luck to Carlisle the rest of the year. So
yeah, I think they will have quite a bit of success.
When's our next home game, TG?
It's a good question,
I think next week, we travel to North Polk. So I believe the week after that, but I'm not sure who we play. So thanks everybody for tuning in tonight. Hope we brought you a smile or two on your face and at least some good entertainment for the evening. We appreciate you watching. What were we up to tonight for
I don't know.
views?
How many did we end up with, Mike? Viewing 166?
166 viewers out there. That's incredible. That's excellent.
We saw 200 earlier.
Saw 200 earlier.
Cool.
That's
I appreciate that, guys.
That is really cool.
Support out there in YouTube land.
Right on. Spread the word. Tell them how great we are. At least we enjoy it. So I'll have a great
Good show,
week.
Tony.
And we'll talk to you next time. TG, thanks for the help tonight. Good work out of you.
You bet.
mentioned they could be able to tell you that. We don't keep stats up here.
Over 100